back.
You're live, Captain. Whenever you're ready.
Captain's log. Stardate 8299.8. The Argo has entered orbit around FSC 497825, an unsurveyed inhabited Class M planet. Preliminary scans indicate that the indigenous civilization is analogous to the classical era of Western Europe in the early Iron or late Bronze Age. The people are humanoid, indeed very human-like in appearance. We will gather as much information as we can from orbit and then drop non-interference warning buoys at the edges of the system. After that, it's up to the Federation Council as to whether or not to send observation teams to the surface to learn more about these people. I must admit, I'm somewhat disappointed that we will not be able to get a closer look ourselves, as I've always been fascinated with this period in Earth's own history. Still, the Argo is the first to discover this world and its people, and that should be enough excitement for anyone. End log.
Oh, roll 20. You were very slow on me today. Alright. We are currently on the bridge. Science teams are sort of working around the clock, trying to gather as much information as they can to report it back to the many science and cultural divisions within Starfleet and the Federation. It's a chance for you guys to get a little role playing if you want it.
Well, Captain, I have some of those main scans up for you if you want to know.
I'll go over and look at.
So you can see here in the central area, and I type on the panel and bring it up on the screen instead of on the viewfinder on a screen that the captain can see. So you can see that there are 5. I would say that there are 5 centers, which would amount to about, I would say, 5 major governments, from what I can tell. There's also some road travel networks that we can kind of determine as well. You can see the lines that cut through the natural spaces and whatnot. Along here, there seems to be a coastal settlement. Some sort of gathering around it. Scans indicate wooden ships of some kind. And you can see those lines of life forms there, which would indicate, I would suggest, some sort of caravan network or other convoy system. We're not exactly sure why they're doing this, because we don't have enough data about the culture, whether this is a trade mission or religious. I would think religious, just because I'm not detecting a whole lot of precious metals native to the planet, or at least ones that we would consider precious: gold, silver, platinum, so on. And I would guess planet.
A lot of other things can be traded besides precious metals.
That's true, sir.
This time period back on Earth, the Egyptians were making huge trades in glass, and from the Silk Roads, not just early silk, but also lapis lazuli, woven goods, amphorae of wines from Greece and later Rome.
Indeed, sir. It would, and I've compared it with various common precious database, precious metals and fabrics in our system. Other few there, which would indicate it's important. I would say they're gathering stuff that is fairly rare, but not exorbitantly rare. Not the sort of thing that would they would need extensive mining equipment to get. Precious fabrics, metals, but nothing that would amount to a grand trade market, say on early Ferengi settlements or on certain bullion settlements. And I would say about current count right now, we're having the sociologists take another count, and we're having some people from operations do a quick census count just to check our numbers, make sure we're not over counting. We're seeing about 98 million with insignificant number. I could go into more, but he waves his hands. That's what the juniors are for. I would say most of the large settlements don't exceed any more than 50,000 people in or around them. Whether that's for cultural reasons or technological, economic limitations is unclear without further study.
Good work, number one. Pass on my regards to your teams as well. I hate that we're not going to be able to get down and get a closer look, but these people deserve the chance to develop on their own.
I mean, the thing is, sir, I mean, it's all in today's Starfleet. It's one of those things where we don't need to no offense to you, of course, sir, but there's no need for the frontier captain to don his cap and venture into the jungle. We have experts for that sort of thing now.
Well, I'm so glad to know my place in the new order of things, number one. I'll remember that when your next evaluation report comes around.
Hey, I'm just repeating what Starfleet science says. That's why I'm not exactly running to the captain's chair. I don't do as much science. Also, I'm on one of the observation ships, which they still haven't come out with a new line of those yet. I'm eager to see what the new designs are going to look like.
You mean you don't dream of a center chair in an Oberth?
I've had to make do with an Oberth. It is a fine intelligence vessel that does not garner much attention, and it appears of no threat to anybody. There's a reason for that.
Well, don't count out captains and pith helmets quite yet, number one. You never know. Sometimes that's exactly what the situation calls for.
That is true, sir. Did you ever take up the sciences back in your pre-command days?
I was more engineering track. That's why I have you around, number one. Most of what I remember from first year astrophysics is what color the stars are.
Well, the funny thing is, I actually specialized more in the chemistry side of the sciences. It's made getting jobs early on kind of hard because everyone wants the sensor operator, the geologist, the scions, and so forth. I mean, there's a call for chemistry out here, as I would like to think, but since everything is chemistry. But anyway, not all of command agrees with that particular assessment.
No, for me it was astrogation, history, and how to take things apart and put them back together so that they would still work or perhaps work even better.
You know, if you're interested in doing expeditions into pre-warp civilizations, there are, when next time you're not on captaining a ship, of course, you should look into some of the exploratory divisions they have in the Federation database. They're always looking for people to venture into the jungle, as it were, or to observe from a blind to see how it all unfolds. Only problem is it's a years-long thing, so it's either ship work or sitting in a blind for a few years.
I think I like the view from my chair better.
It's a lot comfier too.
And it changes more often. But don't sell yourself too short, number one. I think you'll make an excellent captain one day.
It's nice of you to say so, sir, but I don't think I'm ever getting upped anytime soon. Especially given current array of the current fleet.
Well, Starfleet is growing.
This is true. I mean, I have been offered to go back to division head work, go back to intelligence, which I am not enthused about at all. Imagine the same thing. You remember the duck blind? Imagine that, but you're doing it with people who are post warp. Basically the same idea, really.
I don't know. That world gets a little murky for me. Number one.
That's what the lights are for, sir.
Womp womp.
As for the probe, we do have that set up. I have the engineering team looking at it to make sure that's going to have a nice stable orbit and won't need service for a while. Because as far out as we are, we're not sure when the next cycle is going to be for research. So we'd rather not have to have someone come out here. We'd rather not send out a ship all the way out here. At least command's not going to want to send out a ship to just do maintenance. It's a bit below Starfleet's pay grade, even if you do send out a Hermes or something.
There you go again, bad-mouthing the Hermes.
Hermes is fine. It's just in dire need of a refit, is all.
Well, they're slowly getting to it. The Hermes and Saladins were the workhorse of the fleet, and in some ways still are, particularly once they've undergone the full refit.
Yeah, attach a couple of cargo skiffs to the back, and you're good as new.
Yeah, it looks like the Mirandas are going to become the new backbone of things.
I've been reading about those. Not sure. They seem a bit small for their mission profile, and smaller than the Saladin.
They're very capable, very modular ships. Not quite as plug and play as the Excelsior class, but I don't know. The design's rugged. It's been well field tested. I wouldn't be surprised if we see them around for a long time to come.
I don't know. Might be. Actually, I could totally see them doing that because they tend to. Like the engineer corps has been working. They seem to like a ship design. They'll hang on to it for however long until it runs itself dry.
Well, it makes a certain bit of sense. I mean, the Argo here and all the Excelsior classes have been designed with easily, semi-modular units to allow them to be upgraded again and again over an extended period of time. So who knows how long they may eventually be in service. I mean, think about it. It's what the Connies came online in 43?
43, that sounds right, yeah. Wasn't the newer Enterprise Excelsior now? Or they're planning on it? Or are they still working on the Connies? I remember reading about them going into the Excelsior class in the next
you're the second. So the Argo is the actual. If I remember correctly, you guys said the Argo is the second one out of dock. So next to
second one built, but first one actually out there because the Excelsior is still being refitted after the failure of the transwarp.
Right.
Yeah.
And Warburg's just speculating if the next Enterprise is going to be Excelsior rather than yet another Connie. Because that's what they've been doing.
So I don't know, number one. A lot of it will depend on how the Argo and the Excelsior do and when she ever gets out of dock. But from what I've seen of this ship, it wouldn't surprise me. Seems a class worthy of the name.
And it handles real well too. If you have you read over Citadel's flight reports for the thing? This thing can, for a ship this big, it handles really well.
Indeed. She's a mighty fine ship, and I look around kind of possessively with a half grin on my face. And it's nice to have her out here where she belongs. instead of running supplies to star bases or dignitaries to one place or another.
That's what we have the Saladins for, sir.
That's the thing about dignitaries, number one. They don't like cramped quarters.
That's true. Have we had new orders where we're heading off to next, sir? Or are they still processing our docket? I haven't heard anything yet myself.
Nothing from Starfleet Command yet. It suits me fine, so we can do a thorough job here.
Yeah. It's one thing I like about exploratory division. You don't have to rush for your intelligence. You can take your time and get it properly set up. You don't have to hide it. You can just, well, we do have to hide it, but we don't have to hide it from subspace bands and sensor fields and Verteron scans and so forth.
Well, and some captains would say that being this far away from Starfleet headquarters and Starfleet Command comes with its own advantages.
Stand by, sir. One moment. Seeing something strange on the sensor scope. He puts his head down. Some sort of anomalous energy reading from the planet's surface. I'm going to try to get a bit more resolution, see what that is.
Give me reason plus science. Difficulty 1, assisted by the ship's sensors plus science.
Nope. I have no way to reroll that. Darn it. How close was I? I was one off. Give me a break.
I'll let you succeed at cost. Thank you for the threat.
You're welcome. We have to pull a little extra power. It's really faint, whatever it is. Let's see. Something on that coastal sediment, sir. It's hard to pin down exactly where it is because of the large gathering of people, and the mineral deposits aren't helping either. But double checking. It looks like the energy signature is coming from underground. I'm not exactly sure how deep. Can I get a free question out of that to see how deep it is?
Yes and no, but I'll give you.
Even an estimate, a ballpark is good. If it's 5 meters deep, that's a whole different than a kilometer deep. Maybe it's 5,000 kilometers down. This ship doesn't give us freebies, I don't think. Impulse, secondary, rugged, and sensor suite. That just brings down difficulty. So nope. I just have the one question I have.
I'll just give you all of it here.
Sure, why not?
Not all of it, but parts that kind of retain to it what you're asking. So
Yeah. I'm gonna give you the entire script.
Awesome.
And then Wolfgang disappeared from the universe. Sure, you get to know everything. You just can't play now. No. Okay. I think I found it, sir.
Mm-hmm.
It appears man-made. And Very spotty though. Whether it's there's something interfering with it, whether it's the various variables from before or just the facility, I'm not sure. I would say about 25 meters down. I would say if we wanted to transport into it, it would be a hard thing. I can barely see it, and that's the sensors blasting the planet trying to find it, so to speak. Plus, there's magnesite in the rock, which doesn't help matters at all. So that's dampening. That's what's dampening most of it right there. That's exactly what's going on. And of course, to make life easy, the whole sediment's built right on top of the core, so we can't exactly fire a phaser into the ground and melt it to get it out of our way.
So this is an energy source you're reading, correct?
Yeah, some sort of energy source coming from the planet. I don't know if it's linked to the presence of people or if it's some timed event. There's not enough information, sir. Definitely man-made and definitely beyond the energy, the scope of their current tech level.
Do we have any way to? Are we able to get any kind of clear image of what these people look like? I mean, I know they're very similar to us.
You already have that information because you've been taking essentially pictures.
Right.
So they look, for the most part, very humanoid. They have a slight ridge above their eyes, above the brow, that kind of goes down towards their nose, and then a little bit, discoloration of spots. But for the most part, they look human down to the T. So, like all Star Trek races.
Of course.
If you're wanting to ask additional questions, you're going to have to make a roll for it, which will be like Insight plus Science, difficulty 1. And this is you just trying to read the instruments that you've gotten, the data that you got.
I'll give that a shot, and I'm going to give you a threat for an extra die. Just because difficulty is low, but I whiffed last time, so. Bang. Oh, I got it. Sensors science.
No, there's no assist on it.
Oh right.
Sorry.
Oh, maybe the computer would help instead of the sensors.
I'll allow computer science.
Yay, it's the same number. It didn't matter.
Maybe it's time to.
Yikes.
Maybe it's time to put some those arcs to upgrade the ship.
Yeah, increase the science department.
What question are you wanting to ask?
That's a good question. What's the atmosphere like in the chamber? From what little I can tell, is it M-class breathable, or is it like completely different, like acidic, high nitrogen, that sort of thing?
Because of the ore, the magnesite that's in the rock surface there, where the structure is at, you're not able to get a good reading on that. So.
Can I shift that to a different question?
Yeah.
Is there some sort of topside entrance, like a cavern or something else, that could get down there rather than just beaming in there, even if it's kilometers away? Or miles, whichever you prefer. Leagues.
How many hectares is it?
How many football fields?
I'm trying to see if there's another way down, sir, but it's hard to tell if any of the cavern systems nearby actually link into the larger system.
So what you're telling me, number one, is that somebody's going to have to put on a hat and go down there.
I said nothing of the sort, sir. That would be implying I need to send my captain into a possible dangerous situation.
Do we have enough to send a team disguised as these people? Does the universal translator have a handle on their language?
Computer, confirm if our universal translator has locked into the current culture's language.
Basic dialect confirmed. More data will be needed.
So you'll have to bring down one of the handhelds just to be sure. Ideally, a linguist, or at least someone who knows how to work the thing. And as long as you're not asking for anything more complicated than where's the bathroom and how do I get to the local pastry shop, I think you'll be okay.
Well, after our run-in with the Orion slavers, the Zukoite system, I'm unwilling to leave this, to let this lie. So assemble an away team number 1 to sickbay and have Dr. Ansas make the cosmetic modifications necessary, and see if it's not the replicator, if you can't fabricate clothing to match that of the natives of that particular area. Landing party will go down at local wee hour of the morning. See if you can find your way into the caverns without alerting anyone to your presence. And take whatever tools you need, but nothing that you can't destroy or that has to be left behind.
Aye, sir. So
I recommend you take Mr. Martell to deal with the power source.
Right. That'll be the engineering component, because once we get down there, we're going to need to understand what we're looking at.
Security, of course.
Yes, we should bring down at least one. And then Lieutenant Mira, who would you say is most qualified to do on-the-field linguistics and universal translator work? Would that be you? I assume it's you, but if you have someone else in your department that's better for it, don't feel shame. It's fine. I don't know everything myself.
Don't let him fool you, Lieutenant Mira. He does know everything. He's just being modest.
I am adept. I'm a skilled linguistic. After all, I wouldn't be sitting in this chair, Commander.
I don't know, Mira. You could be good at EPS systems. I hear that's a new skill that's being pushed on every department these days.
To be fair, number one, without the EPS systems, we'd all be dead from a borane-based virus.
That is true, sir, yes. So, Mira, you just signed yourself up for the away team. Mira, raise up engineering and see if any of them happen to also be versed in geology or in sort of outdoor work. I'm going to see if there's any equipment we want to bring along, but honestly, I can't think of a whole lot we can bring that we can't leave behind beyond the universal translator. I mean, I could do it. Not you. Just check if there are supporting characters at the moment. Because we don't have any momentum.
Did you have a question, Martel? Earlier?
No, why?
Oh, I thought you said
just
something.
No, I was unmuting myself in case Mira called engineering.
So, no. Fine. Myself. Martel. Security. Mira.
If you're looking for a geologist, you might want to check the science department.
Yeah, but Chitray's the only one we have written down, and he's not a geologist. He's a sensor op, which is why I was making that joke earlier. Electromagnetics and stuff like that.
Always make one.
Yeah, but that requires effort on my part. I'll make a geologist.
That's all right. Number one, you probably need an engineering assistant more than anything else.
Think so, sir?
Yep. I'll meet you on the transporter pad with the rest of the away team in 10 minutes. Or whatever.
I mean,
time,
sir.
whatever time the
Hey, don't forget, you have the your duplicate too.
She's
Right.
not in service yet. She's a civilian. I'm leaving her out of this.
You've got Greta von Wartburg. That's not bad.
That is not her name. No.
Okay.
I refuse.
Gunhild von Wolfberg then. Doesn't quite roll off the tongue trippingly, but, Gunhild works.
Perhaps, Captain, you should probably get down and see about the surgery, sir.
Freya.
Or I can, sir. That's fine.
Finally, Haggard wins around. So, yeah, we'll get all dolled up to go down to the planet. And wait till, I don't know, 3 o'clock in the morning local time. Captain That's Captain Ugg, sir.
Hey, it's my personal luck. Stay out.
I'm assuming you're taking Norland. Is that right? Am I saying that right?
Yeah, just Nordland.
Nordland. Yep.
Heck yeah. I like those focuses. Good values, too.
Nordland. Go up on that ridge and dig a grave. I'll explain later.
Oh god, I'm like the first captain of the Monarch.
And we're not bringing... Oh, shoot. Are you going to charge us a threat, possibly, cross fingers, for a universal translator? Because normally those cost 1 extra momentum.
No.
Or 1 opportunity, I should say.
No. You guys are having
Hooray.
time to assemble all the equipment that you need. Keep in mind, if it's a lot, I am going to charge you threat for it. So keep in mind how much you take with you.
Captain, since you're going to be the ranking officer of the away team, I would recommend that we keep to Type 1 phasers only, just so we have it. It's easier to hide it on our person.
Agreed.
So Type 1 restriction. And Mr. Nordland, I believe you can manage even without the phasers. So try to not even use it if you don't have to. We're only going to use them if we, as an absolute last resort.
Understood.
I don't want to bring a whole lot.
So are we all able to carry like a universal translator interface, whatever it is?
We're probably going to leave just one in Mira's hands because it's a hand. It's like I almost thinking it's like the ENT type one where it's the handheld
Right.
scanner, and we only want. And Mira's the only one who's really going to hit that role consistently.
Fair enough.
I might make it if it's a science role, but it's probably in engineering because most communications is. So the only other person who has a shot at it would be you and Martel. So at most 3 of us.
Mira, if the opportunity arises to do so without revealing our presence or giving away our technology, be sure and record as much of the local language as possible. Whatever we can bring back will help Starfleet.
Understood, sir. Let's go to sickbay. Let's see.
Okay.
Oh, well, I have to take a couple people out of there.
Only a few.
Mr. Chitre, you'll have the con.
He looks shocked.
We left him in charge last time.
Haran was left in charge.
No, like for the last time.
Oh, yeah,
all of
yeah.
us went on an away team. He was,
That's right.
he was in charge, and he actually did pretty well.
I'm dropping people in.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to need. It's gonna be sort of disadvantage, so it's gonna be a control plus medicine difficulty of 2 to do everybody. Essentially, to create the advantage for the disguise.
Okay. We'll activate ANSOS. So you
Yay,
should
people are saying his name right.
So you should get to add something to him if you want.
Can't really raise any of his relevant stuff. Can you get another focus? Well, surgery would fall under cosmetic, right? So
You could take a
what
talent.
else? Talent. Another talent. All right. Medical book. Where are you? That is not the. That is
Science.
my virtual mixer. That is not my PDFs. Please. There we go. Computer, stop.
It's got cautious medicine. You could just boost his medicine to 5, or his
I don't think
control to 10.
Can we?
Yeah, you can.
Oh. I'll look at the
Can I do-
talents. That'll be a fallback, though.
It's only once though, so for an attribute or a discipline.
Oh, so whatever attribute. Oh, we haven't raised any of his attributes at all.
Yeah, or
Yeah.
his
Oh.
disciplines. So, and you can add 3 more values and 2 more focuses and 3 more talents.
So it's once for an attribute and once for a discipline?
Yes.
Okay.
That's why Knight on the Mark is almost fully upgraded, because she's been used practically every single session.
It's like Shishran.
Yeah, let's just up one of his attributes from more about. There's none of the talents that are like, oh my god, take this. So, do you want to bring up his daring? Actually, I kind of set it pretty low when I made him, but putting his control to 10, with a 10-4, that's 14. But his daring's pretty bad if he has to do anything on the fly.
True.
Doesn't help this roll, but it would help with future events.
I'll leave that up to you.
Just make sure it wasn't a crazy idea.
Well, remember, you only get to raise one thing once, so his daring's going to be at 8.
I think we'll put the medicine to 5, because that way it's good either way.
Yep.
Mark it on the back of the sheet, please.
Mark it on the back of the sheet. No. Don't
Yes.
Medicine. His third activated has question marks. Session
21.
21.
It's already been 21 episodes.
By my count.
Yeah, that sounds right, because there's been a few two-parters.
All right. So he's rolling a what now?
Control medicine, difficulty 2, assisted by the ship's computers plus medicine.
Under the
ship.
You can use the surgery focus, presumably.
Yes, surgery focus will count, because he's doing cosmetic surgery on everybody.
No momentum, so you can't do any cautious, unfortunately. What's the difficulty 2?
Difficulty is 2.
Nah, he's cautious. He's not going to do the daring thing.
Sad thing is, though, technical expertise kind of almost falls will work.
Huh.
Because the ship either
Nah,
uses
he's
computers or sensors, which is kind of funny if you think about it. Kind of works for medical officers.
Come on, Chip, you can do it.
No, can't.
Chip.
Hey, at least it wasn't a complication.
This is true.
Yeah, probably need to spend that arc on the medical department rather than the science department.
Yeah, medical's 1.
Yeah.
It's terrible. And we didn't use the sensors. We used computers.
Does he have a value?
He does. Resilience looks different for everybody.
I'll allow it for
Sure.
a reroll for 1 dice.
He'll reroll his 1 die, because forget the darn machine. It doesn't know what it's doing.
Hey, don't steal Blackwell's values. There you go.
All right, you get 1 momentum out of that. And the entire away team looks like the natives down below.
No, we don't look exactly the way we were 5 minutes ago. Sorry.
I'm assuming you're going to get fabrication for appropriate clothing.
Yeah, based on the
Yes.
records we've been able to acquire thus far.
And probably choosing something that's not too ratty, but not too fancy, that would draw attention. So somewhere in the middle.
Right. And definitely clothing that we've seen on the... Because the power source is under the city, right?
Yes.
So yeah, something that we've seen, styles we've seen on city dwellers, rather than, agricultural workers or whatever in the outskirts.
Well, that's the difference. Are we searching around in the wilderness, city for the way down? Because if we're in the wilderness, we want to look like we're supposed to be out there.
Well, but you said the power source is right under the city, right?
Right, about 25 some meters. So I guess not terribly down.
Well, which way do you think is going to be most efficient for us to go about this?
Because it's Iron Bronze Age, whatever sewer system they have might go that far down, actually, now that I think aloud about it. GM, I don't know if you want to charge me momentum or you want a different role, but I'm thinking of checking the city layout to see if if they have a sewer system that goes down to fairways, or if they even have that if they have a sewer system in place.
It'll be a momentum, or you can roll for it.
What would the roll be? I'll see if it's too hard for me.
Difficulty 1, Insight Science.
Insight Science. Cultural Studies? No.
Actually, yes.
Oh, I won't fight you on it.
I will take Cultural Studies.
You're finding the Cloaca Maxima,
I beg your pardon.
the first sewer system in the West, in ancient Rome, the Cloaca Maxima.
Nerd. But,
Yes.
I should have known that. I'm spending more momentum for an extra die. It's not like I studied classics or anything in university. Insight Science. Yeah.
Oh no!
Hold on. Don't tell me I have to do determination.
Roll 20.
Fine. I'm gonna look at
I'll take a threat. I'll take the threat. I mean,
No. You're fine. I'm gonna see if I can get a value out of this. Either.
it
I
should
think
my
it's
way.
heading toward the value
Okay,
of knowledge preserves us from the ignorant.
I'll allow it.
Oh, okay, I'll invite you for the other one then. Can't believe that. Bloody 20. Anyway.
You were talking earlier about how Roll20 gives you. There you go. All right,
Okay, sure, why not?
3 momentum gained. There is a sewage system. There's actually running water and aqueducts and stuff like that to supply the city with clean water. However, the sewage system isn't real big. It is underground, but it's not a lot of it because the city is built on top of a hill, sort of, and everything runs down. Well, most of the pipes, because they're using the terrain as their natural
Right.
advantage. The sewage system itself, you would have to crawl through it to get around. Like, it's not real big. Like, you couldn't walk through.
So it's one of those things where if they wanted to maintain it, they have to dig up the earth and to get at the pipes, sort of thing, rather than a
sort of thing. Yeah, they're using sort of like clay piping.
Makes sense.
So if the city is built on a hill kind of thing, maybe we should start our search around the outside of the city, because maybe there's an entryway underneath, around the base of that hill.
An old mine or something like that, yeah.
Maybe.
Cavern, even, just for spelunking.
Or it could just be a tumulus. There may have been a city here for thousands and thousands of years, and they've just built one on top of the other, like on ancient Earth.
I'm gonna check over the scan logs to see if there is if we can narrow down if there's one or more entrances into the hill itself, whether it's caverns or what have you.
That'd be a momentum spend.
Sure. I'll spend that.
There are no entranceways towards where the energy reading was at, because the energy reading is inside a man-made structure underground.
We're just happy to get underground.
Right.
And start exploring.
There are caverns around the area, however, they don't link up to the man-made structure.
That we know of.
At least from where your scans are. The issue is, because of the ore, your scans are being deflected, so you can't go deep underground. And even with the man-made structure, it's deflecting a lot of the your scans back, and you're only able to see it because of the deflection. It's almost like the man-made structure is purposely built out of this ore.
So in that case, sir, one of two things I think are the best avenue. One, if whoever built it had to have a way in, whether they transport in a similar fashion to us, if they do, then it's very difficult for them to do it, unless they use some sort of technology, which hopefully not, because that makes our life way harder. Two, they have some sort of entranceway within the city somewhere, hidden behind some wall or a blind or some other structure, which is what I would do personally, just out of comfort's sake. Or they might have a entranceway in the tunnel system, and if they have some way to just blend in like we do, they could just go into the tunnel and just walk there and never draw any attention. The reason I don't like that personally is because then you get weird stories about the weird strangers that disappear in the hill, which is a story I wouldn't want to get started, but personally, as us poking around, I would like to suggest we check around the outside first, check the caverns. And if we failing that, we can look around in the city to see if there's some sort of way down.
Sounds like a plan number one. We'll check out the caverns first. Perhaps even if we can get close enough, we can make our own entrance. But
exactly, sir. And plus, when we transport down, we can transport out of the city away from eyes rather than like into the city center, which is doable, but it takes it's more work than we need to give the transporter chief. When we don't have to do that.
Sounds good. Make sure you download a copy of the maps we have, just in case the gives our instruments any trouble when we're down there.
I'm downloading the maps to the tricorder, so I have it on me. All right. Mr. Norland, Mira, Commander Martell, any questions about our mission? Any suggestions?
No, sir.
None from me, sir.
All right, Captain, I think we're as good as we're going to get.
Martell, do you think it's worthwhile taking an engineering kit?
Might be worth it, yes, but the equipment in there can't be left behind, sir.
Fair enough.
Maybe just grab the multi-tool out of it. That way you at least have something on you to work with, other than a phaser.
Yeah, something I can pocket real quick and I can destroy it with the phaser if need be.
Exactly.
All right, number one. Let's go see what we can see. And again, waiting to the wee hours to begin our investigation.
So closer to almost nighttime, like little
Oh, beyond
daylight.
nighttime.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, when hopefully most of the city will be blissfully dreaming of whatever.
Gets all philosophical. Whatever.
Oh.
So you're beaming on the outskirts, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is going to be a little advantaged for you, but it is a difficulty 3. Complication range is 3 as well, though, for Anders. It'd be a little bit harder if you're beaming into the city. A lot harder.
And that's accounting for the Argo's sensor system?
Yeah, because it would be difficulty 4 in this case.
Okay.
I think
So,
Anders wants a momentum or a threat. I'm not sure what his build is.
Yeah, he definitely wants a momentum for a third die. Do you have technical expertise, which will let me re-roll a d20, including the ships? And it's difficulty 3, complication 3.
Yes.
Okay. So here it goes. Oh, Anders.
3 momentum gained.
In case he came to plate.
And the away team finds them on the surface of the planet.
Must be outdoors again.
Mr. Nordland scanned for life signs. Let's make sure we're alone.
Yes, Captain.
Give me reason plus medicine or science. Difficulty 0.
That's the wrong guy, maybe.
It's medicine's a 4.
Oh, wow.
God, the sound effects scared the shit out of me. I thought something was fritzing in the house.
Maybe it is. No,
Just so you guys are aware, you do go down 1 momentum. So, but you are capped.
I'm gonna start tracking closest mine cavern to us, sir. Just give me a second. I have to dial it in here.
Captain, it appears that there are several life forms to the north in the city, or at least close to where the city is.
Distance from us?
GM, is that a momentum spend?
Yeah.
Captain, they're about 1.5 kilometers away from us.
Keep an eye on the position and let me know if they're getting any closer.
Yes, Captain.
Oh, okay. I won't fight you on it. And GM, I'm checking distance to nearest entrance into the underground. Whether by cavern or what have you.
It could be either for a momentum spend or you can do a scan for it.
I'll give it a scan. Why not? Reason science?
Yes, reason science.
Yeah. Difficulty?
Difficulty is going to be 2, actually, because of the ore.
Would this fall under testing a theory? Because I've been looking for this. I looked for this
Yeah.
up on the... Yeah, okay. So that gets me a d20, and I can re-roll one of these dice, because theory to practice kicks in. Or does it bring down the difficulty? Hold on. It's one or the other. Page 39, science book. You'd think I'd remember this. I guess I don't get to use it all that often, so I forget sometimes. Oops. It's very specific for these two things to work. Reduces the difficulty down by 1 to a minimum of 0. That's theory to practice, because testing a theory was activated. Wow. And let's make sure I'm not cheating, so I'm going to check testing a theory. Pretty sure I'm right.
An additional d20.
Great. Oh, you're looking at it already. Cool. Bang.
So 1 momentum gained.
All right, account for that. That's that landmark. So if that's there, that means it's somewhere here. And it's somewhere here. That means... Well, not there. That's where a windmill is. No. It was near the windmill. I remember that. Okay, so... And continues muttering to himself as he's fiddling with his tricorder. Oh, you gotta be kidding. He looks toward the city.
Number 1.
Well, sir, I just transported us way too far away. Since we're closer to the ground, scanners tend to be a little more high resolution due to distance. So what I'm trying to tell you, sir, is the nearest entrance is 5 kilometers to the east. But however, there is a entryway inside the city near the center. And I would imagine that center entranceway, the one I would normally put, is probably the one we need. Though that does raise the problem of 2 things. Either if they have a guard system there, or if it's something the city actually knows about. So we could go there about 2 clicks north, toward the city. So I kind of like our odds. Oh, go ahead, sir.
You kind of like our odds for going into the city, or?
I like the city one better just because it's the more likely place for advanced society to place such a blind. It blends in, it doesn't look weird, and if someone disappears into an alleyway, that happens all the time.
Fair enough. Let's see if we can't find us a way into the city.
Aye, sir.
Everybody keep your eyes peeled. Mr. Nordland, keep an eye on those life signs.
All right, as you make your way towards the city, you actually do hear the sound of actually people awake. There's a lot of no sound effect for it. Too bad. As you get closer, there are guards posted at the entranceways towards this on the city walls. They're not very high. There are still people funneling in from the streets. But for the most part, it's kind of alive and busy, especially for an hour this time of day.
I make a halting gesture with my hand, Captain, and
What?
I move closer to the captain and whisper, "Perhaps, Captain, we don't move closer till Mira has a good sample of the language. That way, if we have to talk our way through, we have a translator that'll help us out."
Good plan, number one. Lieutenant Mira, see if you can't let the translator soak up some of the local color.
Yes, sir. For this, I think this is going to be a advantage for the universal translator. Would be a 2, but since you have it, it'd be, say, drops the difficulty by 1. So yeah, be control engineering for her. She does have cautious.
She can have a momentum. Sounds like we have plenty.
Famous last words.
Ooh.
She gets to re-roll one of those if she wants. Yay!
Get it back, and then untap potential, because she has it. Forgot about that. Nope.
Yeah.
No whammy.
Nothing foul either way.
She kind of must like. She kind of like, I think I got enough, sir. At least for a basic start.
Well, then let's make like a Roman and join the crowd. And kind of just attach, kind of acting like we know where we're going and are supposed to be there, just kind of attach ourselves into the people moving into the city.
Blend into the crowd, as it were.
Mm-hmm.
As you approach like the caravans and stuff like, you notice that they're heavily armed. Like there are people walking with them that are like almost like knights. There's weapons. Everyone seems to be carrying a sword or a spear.
Are the guards checking for anything like wooden toggle, passport equivalent, or are they looking at weapons, clothing? Or are they not caring? They're just staring out to the wilderness.
They're not caring. They're just kind of. You do see them like a little worried. Like they're more focused in the forest area more so than the actual caravans.
Okay.
No, let's just kind of blend into the crowd going in as much as we can without pig stickers.
As you approach the guards, one of them goes, "Halt! You 5. Come over here."
Go on over.
I don't think it's safe for peasantry to be entering the city right now. You should go back to your homes while you still can. You're not armed for what is about to happen. Mira kind of like it. She kind of was like, "This is a correct translation."
Thank you, kind sir, for your concern, but our patron awaits us within, and we cannot disappoint him.
Patron? What patron are you talking about? Do not tell me you worship the demon Crodam.
Ugh. I make a face, like I'm offended.
No, not that kind of patron. Our landlord, our master. We are expected.
As dangerous as it is,
Not
better we
meeting
get the
our-
work we hand than to miss out.
Yes.
I do hope your your master pays you well.
Same here.
May we go, sir?
Give me a command presence, difficulty 1.
Deception or persuasion?
I'll take deception.
Okay.
May I assist him in this, since I was chattering away?
No, you got enough momentum as it is. It doesn't really matter.
You say that now.
I do.
I'll give you a threat for bold.
See what I mean?
Gracias. I mean, to float.
Perhaps with 2 float, we might twist his arm to letting us know where we could grab some weapons nearby, because, we don't want to be unarmed. Sort of a militia armory of some kind.
If you feel you must arm yourself, and I suggest you do so, if you have the proper coinage, see Cavanas down by the docks. He is a shop that sells many different types of wares that you might find useful.
Thank you for your assistance.
Safe journeys. And I suggest you find shelter for the evening.
Of course, sir. Thank you again.
Safe journeys to you.
Make our way into the city.
Right. You make your way into the city, and it's quite busy. There are like inns and taverns of sorts that all seem very busy. And from what you can tell, there are a lot of people, and most of it looks like it could be a standing army. There's so many people armed with weapons that are inside the city.
Number 1, can you find us a route to our destination that's maybe out of the main thoroughfares?
Of course. This way.
Insight, science, or engineering? Difficulty 1.
Testing a theory come into this again, or no?
No.
Worth asking. I'll spend a momentum, why not? Get myself a die. You'd think I'd be a cautious scientist, but I'm not. And there too went.
It was difficult one, so you do get a momentum out of that. You find a way towards to where the entranceway is. There is a large stone structure, almost sort of like a temple, and there are people all around it.
Of course there are.
Like, are they just going about their business around it, or are they...
Many of them are setting up, how I should put this, barricades or placements for defenses near the entranceway.
Okay,
Toward the temple or to defend the temple?
Toward the temple.
as if they're preparing to defend of something coming out.
Yes.
Oh no. Is there somewhere I can kind of duck away and get my tricorder out without being in plain view?
Give me control security. Difficulty 2.
Infiltration focus?
Yes.
I'm going to spend a momentum because this is important.
Someone can assist by sort of giving you cover. I'll allow that.
Mr. Nordland, I much appreciate your assistance.
Yes, Commander.
Bang. There we go.
2 momentum gain. You've managed to sort of conceal yourself while Norland's kind of, giving you cover to where you can do scans freely.
I'm going to scan the temple in detail since I'm a lot closer to it now. My main concern is seeing how easy it is to transport in and out of it. If the building's made out of that material, that's hard to transport through. If nothing else, I'm hoping to get a scanning vector so that way I can transmit that to the ship. And if we need to, it's a bit easier for them to point us where to beam because they have a scan of the area.
Well, and see if you can find any other entrances beside the main one.
If I can, sir.
Reason plus science, difficulty of 2.
And I haven't done this before, and I haven't done architecture recently, so testing theory doesn't come into it. None of my focuses really apply, technically. Does chemistry apply? Sorry. Everything's chemistry, technically. Difficulty 2. I'm thinking of spending 3 momentum to get 2 extra dice. I don't know if that's overspending, though. Thoughts?
Do it.
Okay. There we go.
Get 1 back. While you're not able to get past the ore, from what you can tell, the entranceway is made out of it. The whole entire structure underground is made out of it. It is surrounded by layers of rock. There doesn't appear to be anything from like the caverns that you found earlier that would meet up to the structure. The only entranceway you see is where it's at the temple.
Could I possibly create an advantage where, because I got the scan, I can make it somewhat easier to beam in? Whether by reducing complication or by creating an advantage. I don't know why I'm qualifying it. For 2 momentum.
The issue is you can scan around it and see like how deep it goes, where the width's at, but you don't know what's inside because you can't see what's inside. So even if you say were to beam down a specific location, there's a chance you can be materialized into solid rock.
Yeah. I discreetly kind of wave Haggard over and gesture to the readings and whisper my findings.
There's only the one entrance.
Yes, sir.
The one that everyone is watching very carefully.
Yes, and because of the material that it's made of, I can't see the inside. We beam in there, we beam into a statue, an urn, wall, pillar.
Do any of the tunnels underneath come close enough where we could maybe cut our way in with phasers?
GM?
No.
No, we'd be at it for weeks, months. Without bringing a full drilling team and maybe a bit beyond our scope.
They might hear you at that point.
Yeah. I'm not telling the captain it's an idiotic idea. I'm just likely.
All right. Well, looks like we need to get our hands on some equivalent coinage, arm ourselves to fit in with whatever's happening tonight. Otherwise,
kind of chimes up. I'm getting a lot of data from the Universal Translator Captain. Couldn't we maybe talk to them to figure out what's going on?
A good, excellent idea, Mira. So let's see if we can't find someone who is not completely busy, but seems to know what they're about, and is, as far as this apparent defense that's happening. Excuse me. Would you mind? We are foreigners. What is happening here?
Do you not know the tale of Crodam? I am shocked.
We are merchants from far over the sea. This is our first time in your fair city.
Thought everyone knows the tale of Crodam and the Warrior 5. It's legends across the entire globe.
Perhaps we know it under a different name. As you can tell, I'm sure from our accents, we are still attempting to fully master your language. Could you tell us the tale?
Why, I'll be happy to. It's a tale of myths and legends.
Roll
So
credits.
hence the title.
Pun intended. Well, as you can see here, Odious, the great and powerful mage, once was unable to slay the beast, the demon, the fowl, the Crodam, who ravaged this particular city centuries ago. And is mighty powerful with his arm staff, he constructed this labyrinth to keep Crodam at bay. For centuries, Crodam has not made an appearance up until now. 6 years ago, or so they say, he has returned, taking many women and children to gorge upon. Unfortunately, the Warrior Fives are no longer with us. But it was said that... sorry. I have notes. I'm trying to read from.
I just imagined him saying that in character. He starts raffling with notes. Hold on. I got notes.
Oh, no. That would have get us right.
Hold on, I need to cite the book again real quick. I'm a little drunk at the moment. Too much mead.
Just a little black book with pictures in it. Wait, we don't get the pictures? No, buy your own.
But Crodon was not the only one. There were 4 other beasts that ravaged the entire globe at a time. Keto, Uzam, Ufnir, and Nyax, all part of the Warriors 5 group, managed to slay their beast and seal them away. It's only that Crodam awakes from his slumber and is wreaking havoc upon this unfortunate city again.
And all of these warriors are here to stop it? Is there some
We're here.
reward?
The glory.
Ah, of course.
Your name will go down as one of the Warriors of 5. It's an excellent tribute. Though he only comes out once a year. When the moon is high and full. He is a great beast. Some say he breathes fire. He's got horns to ravage his foes.
I
And
remember
hooves.
this. Isn't he as big as a house?
No, not as big as Alice. He's maybe stands 4 or 5 tomes tall.
I glance at Mira for a second, like, whoops. I don't know that measurement.
This does sound like a frightful beast.
He is. He nearly brought one of the stars from the sky down upon our world.
Really?
But Odious stopped the demon and pushed back the star.
And do many warriors die facing the beast every year?
Indeed. No one that I know of.
Fortunate
Well,
for you.
This year, I'm taking up a encampment near the entranceway to the Labyrinth of Kings.
Will you go in to face it or wait for it to come out to...
Dare not
Approach you?
venture into the labyrinth. Besides,
Why
the,
not?
the labyrinth is sealed. It only opens up for the warriors of 5 and Crodam, apparently. And if you... The door will open, but when it closes, there is no way out. You will be sealed for all eternity.
A terrible fate, to be sure.
I'd rather go out swinging my sword. And then you hear another one be like, cheer up. Ah!
Wolfgang suppresses a groan.
So we kind of thank him for his time and back off again.
And he gives you a slap on the back. He's like, you should arm yourself if you plan to do battle.
Indeed, we may well do so. Sounds like some sort of locking mechanism may be in play, number one.
Oh, this place gives me a headache. All right. Glory hunting nonsensery. I hate to bring this up, sir, but the prime directive may apply in this case. But it is, since you are here, it is your prerogative whether we intervene or not.
I have to admit, I'm very curious about this. The wizard and the star sounds to me like some sort of cometary defense system.
Agreed. It sounds much the same. Would be very trivial for a basic tractor beam to, or even a low intensity repulsor beam to push it away.
And while he said that supposedly many heroes died every year, he did not know of any. So perhaps our best bet is to observe and take close readings and see what exactly is happening tonight. Then we might know enough to take further action. But I would prefer to be as close to this entrance as we possibly could should we need to take quick action.
Did he say that it takes women and children, sir?
That's how such legends go, and depending on the entity that's in question, it may very well be indiscriminate in what it attacks.
What are you thinking, Mira?
She just looks disturbed. I don't know what to think, Captain. It's kind of scary when I think about it. Knowing
Junior officer, sir.
Could be a target.
However, Mira, a lot of times these tales grow in the telling, and sometimes it's merely some ruler or other quote-unquote wizard hiding behind some mechanical abilities taking the women and children. Not necessarily any better of a fate, but I would be surprised if we were actually faced with an actual monster. But nonetheless, you're right to be wary. Still, let's stay and observe. See what we can learn.
Perhaps a high vantage point? Somewhere
agreed.
safe?
Actually, that's somewhat of a misnomer, Mira. It's high places actually attract attention because the natural silhouette doesn't blend in with the skyline. If we were to hide in a higher place, it'd be something
In
like
any
a
event,
windowed area.
In any event, also we might not be close enough to take action should we need to.
That as well.
So let us see if we can find some place that keeps us out of direct line of fire, but lets us move if we need to.
Actually, I was thinking, sir, I'll try to keep scans up just to get general scans, but I'm thinking, Martel, you might have a better chance, or even Norland, either of you might have a good chance of getting a scan of the weaponry that they're bringing here. I mean, we could buy things here, but we could easily fabricate such things and have them beamed down to us rather than having to interfere with their economic system with inflating it with our coinage.
Good point, number one. Looks to me like mostly the type of weapons you'd expect. Are the spear tips and sword, do they appear to be like steel or iron or
They appear to be
bronze?
iron.
Okay.
Some look like they could be bronze or even copper weapons.
Mhm.
But mostly it's crudely fashioned iron.
Glad to
then-
see tin is difficult to get everywhere.
It's like
And
they haven't
are-
mastered steel making just yet.
Right. And metal armor, padded leather, boiled leather, what kind of...
For the most part, it's furs, padded,
Right.
like tunics,
Right.
leather. There's no such thing as like they don't have chainmail or they're
Right.
not knights in full bloom like medieval armor wear.
Right.
It's very much like what you saw the legions would wear during the times of the Roman Empire, or even
Okay.
the Spartans.
Spartans! So yeah, let's maybe find a quiet alleyway some distance away and get some better equipment beamed down to us, some swords and spears.
Give me a fitness plus security difficulty 2 to find a nice quiet place. Anyone.
Nordland, that sounds like right up your alley.
Believe he went AFK.
Because it is not up my alley. I'm only
Martel, how's your fitness security?
I think my fitness security is a 12 overall.
Mine's the same, but I might be. I'm thinking infiltration filters, and maybe you assist, or do you have something better?
I don't
We have
know
a
if I
talent
have
that's
something
better.
better. I don't know.
What's the difficulty, Brax?
2.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, do you have? Oh, wait, you're an engineer. Why would you have? Do you have bolt security by chance, or cautious, Martel?
No, engineering, and I don't have bold or cautious either.
Oh, there you go. I'm thinking of trying it with infiltration.
Okay, sounds good, but I don't know if Martel has the infiltration focus, but okay.
So you're rolling a 12, number one?
Yeah, it's the same number, Sam. I just well, I'm gonna double check, but infiltration focus for sure.
Yeah,
Given that we're trying to be hidden.
I'll allow it.
I guess spend a momentum for an extra die. Can Martel assist me?
Sure.
Knew those muscles would come in handy. Bang. Oh, there we go.
Nice.
Natural
Ooh.
one. Come on.
No. No momentum gain, but you do find a quiet alleyway. It's not. You can still see the entranceway, but it's not like a clear line of sight because of just the amount of people.
Right. Yeah, we were looking for a place where we could have some stuff beamed down to us inconspicuously.
But yeah, it is going to be in. There's no windows there, and it's
Okay.
dark.
And the sound of beaming is not going to be very loud compared to all the noise of the people.
So I'll hail the ship and tell them what we need. And we'll transmit up some tricorder images and readings of the weapon types so that they can match and then beam them down to us. A sword and spear each.
Those opportunity costs. That is the question.
I imagine it's up one at least. I know it's
Opportunity
escalation with
cost?
blades.
It's a starship. It's magic.
It is an opportunity cost of 1 each for the blade weapons. And then a spear would actually be an escalation cost because that's similar to the Vulcan Lepar.
Oh, sword is an escalation.
It's not, no, but
Neat.
yeah, a heavy bladed weapon is though.
Oh, okay, yeah, like a two-hander, or big,
Okay.
or around that size.
So I say we, in that case, get them to facture money, and we just go buy some from this name we have, this Kaminar.
Kavanas.
Kaminas. That is an is.
You're gonna have to make this is probably you're gonna have to get an advantage for the money. I'm not gonna make you do the transport roll, but it's definitely something like you need to. It's gonna be an advantage type roll. You don't know what currency they're currently not using, but with the tricorder scan, you can kind of estimate it.
Mm-hmm.
I would say science or engineering, difficulty 2, reason or insight.
Martel, you probably have the better dice on that. At best, I'm looking at like 13.
Even with like reason science?
14, sorry. But he might have 15.
No.
Or better.
No, if it's reason engineering, then it's 16.
Yeah, it's better than mine.
But there's no focus.
I suppose I'd have cultural studies.
You would have a focus.
Yeah. I'm actually I think I'm throwing at you, Martel, because you have a determination if it gets completely out of whack. And we have a couple of momentum sitting on the table. What do you think? He said to the muted man. All dressed in white.
O ye of many names, returnest thou now to thy microphone and unmute thyself.
Were you asking me, sorry, or was that for Martel?
As
That's
Martel.
Martel.
Oh, sorry. Oh, what you guys need?
Reason engineering. Because we're trying to figure out money.
Okay.
And you have the better dice. Because I'm sitting at 14, you're sitting at like 16.
Yeah, I
Difficulty
think
2 roll.
Yeah.
2
We
momentum
got
on the
momentum.
table.
We got. Yeah, let me get one of those.
Okay.
Well, 2 successes, no comps.
Hey. Darn close, though.
And a bag full of precious metals appears.
Well, let us make our way towards the docks and see if we cannot find this Kamenas.
Here's to hoping they don't have a haggle culture.
I had negotiation.
Despise haggling.
You make your way through the crowd. You find where supposedly this merchant is at. There's quite a bit of people kind of haggling, but it's not for selling weapons. It's more like they're trying to ask him information, and he's trying to blow them, like get rid of them.
Do that again, Prax. I'm not
So-
understanding.
There's people talking to him, even though he's a merchant. He's running a store. He's actually a fairly young individual, probably in his late teens, early 20s, and he's shoving people away like, I don't want to talk to you. You know, they're not wanting to buy his goods or his wares. Right. They're trying to haggle him for information.
Like, what kind of information are they asking for?
What happened 6 years ago? What's the beast like? Stuff like that.
Okay. I thought the guy said it came out every year.
But the last one was sooner than usual, I thought it was.
No, it's man, I said it wrong. It's 6 years ago is when he returned, and he's come every year since then.
Okay. So, what kind of wares does he have for sale? What kind of? I'm assuming you got to browse through while he's dealing.
Kind of like a handyman store, old time grocery, like.
Right.
Kind of, it's weird that you see it for this day and age, or like at least for this how it would be this time period. But it's got all sorts of different tools, like for crafting, fishing nets, wires, sorted nails, weapons.
Okay.
Like he sells it all.
Okay. So, what kind of weapons?
Phasers, grenades.
There are a few. There's several daggers, blades. Nothing too big. There's some spears as well. There are no like bows or anything like that.
Right. Well, pick your poison, people. That was a lot of alliteration.
Actually, alliteration uses vowels.
Well, Martel's definitely gonna take a sword.
That isn't okay. You're waiving the opportunity cost for this. So you go up and grab a sword.
And he runs. No.
And as you do that, you notice the guy just kind of turns like, I hope you're paying for that or trading.
Of course. Why else would we come here?
You be the first of today.
Do you have anything in a good, reliable short sword that takes and holds an edge?
I got what you see.
How long are the spears? Tall as a person, or are they like long?
Like a short spear.
Okay.
Stabbing spear.
They're those are good for fishing. I don't know about slaying demons. God
I'm
knows,
gonna have to debate and see if it's balanced for throwing, or if it's not for that purpose.
It's balanced for throwing.
You never know. A steady eye.
Haggard says, demons? Who's worried about demons? Every other man-jack in this city is walking around with a pig sticker. I feel naked and vulnerable without something of my own. I'm not worried about demons. I'm worried about good old-fashioned people.
Well, there
All
are
these
more
yahoos-
accidents that happen every year because of this curse.
Oh, yeah. Imagine that. Bunch of armed people amped up, and then I'm sure drinking comes in at some point, as it always does.
Just feel sorry for the victims that'll be taken tonight. And you notice, like, he's just depressed, he's irritated, doesn't really want to socialize with anyone right now.
Woo, it's the kill a monster party.
Right.
Let's all go to this guy's place. Could you all just go away?
So, I understand that this beast or whatever preys upon women. My niece here has traveled with us on this trading voyage. What can I do to protect her?
Take her away, far away.
So the monster scours the entire city and just picks whoever?
Precisely. Usually the younger the better.
And these warriors that come to the town every year, they've had no luck?
Can't slay a beast that you can't see.
An
Yeah.
invisible beast?
Oh, it's very real, I assure you that. The problem is, though, it's the fog that comes.
Well, this just gets better and better, doesn't it? So, so grab, each of us grab some sort of weapon, spear or blade or whatever. How much for the lot?
Give me a presence command. Difficulty 2.
Maybe your bargain talent comes into it?
I never took bargain. I do have negotiation as a. I mean, you do if you want to do the bargaining.
No. You're
So-
talking to him. I'm staying out of this.
Actually, no. Give me insight command for this. Um,
Is this a negotiation?
this is not a negotiation thing. This is more like you noticing something with him.
Okay. So I don't think I have any focuses here. What's my difficulty?
2.
I'll give you a threat for bold.
Boldly inciting. Get right in his
Boldly
face. Stare him in the eye.
I get a momentum. You notice, though, when you said niece, that he kind of, was a little more sympathetic towards you. That you're looking
Almost like
for.
you could rob him blind.
You've lost someone to the beast yourself, have you not?
My sister. She was taken 6 years ago. She's one of the first.
I'm so sorry.
I'm the only man that has ever seen him.
The beast, you mean?
Yeah.
No wonder people were flooding you with questions rather than trade goods. And you say there's no safe place in the city.
There is not.
And
If you want to keep her safe, your niece, I suggest you leave as fast as you can.
And these weapons, will they serve us any good against what you saw?
No iron or bronze could pierce his hide. Need a weapon of the ancients for that. And I'm not a skilled blacksmith.
What sort of material would that be? I'm curious. I've always been an aspiring smith.
I'm not a blacksmith. I have no idea what material they would ever even use. I'm sure it comes from the heavens, or who knows, some ancient cave or volcano that no longer exists.
More
Uh,
of the Warriors 5, eh?
They had powers beyond comprehension from what the stories are told.
Well, I think still we might take your advice, but I still think we may relieve you of some of these weapons. As I say, I'm nearly as worried about demons as I am drunken fools with weapons. So, how much for the lot?
25 jewels and 3 gold.
I have no idea if that's a fair price or not, but when we were making our way here through the marketplaces, did haggling seem to be a thing?
Yeah, it was more people getting drunk than
Okay.
anything else.
Well, I will try and pay him the equivalent of his asking price then.
It's about the bag's worth, almost.
Okay.
Like, there might be some copper, maybe some bronze left in there.
Okay. Well, thank you for the blades and for the information. We'll take it to heart.
Good luck. That is a escalation cost.
yep, I'm fine with that.
Okay.
So, what happened 6 years ago that made the monster come, or do you have any idea?
I'd rather not talk about it. I don't even know your name, mister.
I'm called Ulysses. I sail far.
I just realized the irony of all this situation.
That's why even Wolfgang just chuckle like, no, he knows enough about history. Like, yep.
Yeah, Ulysses. Oh man, that's crazy.
Yes, far and wide.
Looking for home.
Well, wherever you sail from, I suggest you go back.
That is fully my intention. Once I've sold what I've come here to sell, perhaps even quicker. But surely, if something has gone wrong or been made wrong, it can be put right again. And stop this annual predation.
Only the Warriors 5 can stop it. No man can defeat the beast that awaits them.
How did the Warriors 5 originally contain the beast? I thought it was this wizard Odious.
Odious was the one that sealed Crodam in the Labyrinth of Kings. He's the one that constructed it himself. In one night, supposedly. Or so the legend is told. That beast threatened to destroy all of Asnir.
But again, why come back 6 years after centuries of resting, sleeping?
Give me presence command. Difficulty 3.
Oof.
Ooh. Okay.
The thrust band was up the difficulty, by the way.
Okay. Persuasion as a focus.
Yeah.
Difficulty 3. Okay, I'll give you a threat to activate bold. I wonder if that's going to be enough. Yeah, let's try it.
You got it, but there's a complication.
Let me try and re-roll that first, since I used bold. There we go.
2 momentum gained. He sighs as he kind of breathes. I am the one that set Crodan free. It's my fault.
Come now, sir. How could you believe such a thing?
Because I went into the labyrinth.
I thought no one could open the door save the beast and the ancients, supposedly.
I didn't want to work in my father's shop always. I wanted to study, so I spend my days in the library, and I figured out a combination to open the door. I traveled through the labyrinth. I can't speak of it. I can't do it.
Let's see. I'm going to use. Let's see. I really need to learn more about the individual. Is he, as far as he believes, telling the truth? That's basically a bonus momentum information
Right,
spent
yeah.
reading. Yeah.
He firmly believes what he says he believes. That he's responsible for setting him free and all this stuff.
Did you leave the door unlocked? What? How could you leave it free?
The beast was inside. I was foolish to let Australia come with me. Oh God. I can't deal with this.
Ulysses.
Hmm?
Perhaps we could give the poor man some time.
Very well. I'm sure you're right.
Apologies for your loss, sir. Thank you for the trade.
Should leave. It's almost time.
That's up to this brilliant sailor. Claps Ulysses on the shoulder, starts walking out.
Me and gray-eyed Athena, you mean?
Martell is gonna look at Haggard as they're walking away, and he goes, "Sir, the Warrior 5."
That's the Warriors 5. Apparently, the legend has them defeating monsters all across the world and containing this one.
Do you think it's possible that that is not just history but prophecy?
I mean, I suppose it's possible. Are you suggesting that we proclaim ourselves the Warriors 5 and sally forth to do battle to the death with the beast?
I mean, it would make the most sense.
I mean,
I mean,
Well-
how many other things could it be other than extraterrestrial intervention on this underdeveloped civilization?
True. We also know there is with a combination. I'm sure between you and Commander Wartburg, you can figure that out and either get us in or seal this thing back up.
I'd actually recommend, if you are choosing to invoke your captain's privilege, one, to have a good reason to remember later to send up to the ship before we go down. Two, we probably will want to use the current source. I nod back to the building, rather than trying to guess at it. As much as I hate to put that man through more, it increases our chances of success. But I must remind you under my duty that I advise against any breach of the Prime Directive without immediate need.
Well, I would argue that this culture is incapable of building the kind of enclosure that we are facing, and certainly not of doing it in such a way as to baffle our sensors. Whatever is happening here hasn't been happening for centuries, to the point where whatever the truth of the matter is lost in myth and legend. I agree with Mr. Martell that this can only be the result of some sort of advanced technology. These people are already being interfered with, and look around, number one. Every year now, this port city, instead of trade, is invaded by a bunch of armed yahoos looking to win death or glory in combat against whatever this thing is.
Forgive the devil advocacy, sir, but that does form the culture that they currently have and has pushed them in weapons development and cultural advancement. To rob them of their glory hound, their fox to hunt, we could be perceived as interfering with the development of this world.
It's a trenchant argument, number one.
JAG officers love those.
Commander,
He grins at that.
Commander, I would consider this. While your view is correct, we could also be viewed as the liberators of their great hell, shall we say.
And really, no one except this one young man appears to really know why things started. If we can put an end to it, the ending will go down as just another legend or myth. No need for us to shine the spotlight on ourselves. 6 years is not enough time for something to really influence the culture. I think it's twisting it, rather. So I think we're going to try and put an end to this, number one. And I'll face whatever Board of Inquiry Starfleet sends our way.
And
I
that
take
frees
full responsibility.
And that frees our hand, ladies and gentlemen. So now it's a matter of making sure how much of interference we're going to do. Because if we're going to fight this thing, we will need either better phaser work or much better, and I hold up the dagger, true steel rather than this brittle mess.
I'm not sure fighting's what's going to take here. Sounds to me like whatever enclosure this beast or whatever it may be has been put in works very well. We may just need to lock it down. So let's see if we can't get the combination from our friend here.
Actually, I would point out, as memory serves me more well than usual, he did suggest that he did look up the answer in a library. This may have been something that, through simple research, will yield the result we need. Although time is somewhat of a factor, I'm beginning to understand.
Yes, he did say it was almost time for the creature to make its annual appearance. So I don't know that we have time to go into a library, learn their cataloging system, not to mention their written language.
Then I might suggest, sir, that you ask him, as much as you have a accord with him, and you're most likely to get the answer out of him. Just be gentle with the man. I've seen that kind of look, and that is not a look of someone who can dream well.
Understood. Okay, I'll go back into shop. and see if Kamenas is still there.
He is, but he does appear that he is closing up.
Good Kamenas, one more moment of your time, if I could.
I'm busy. Go away.
I see that. Good Kamenas, my friends and I, we have traveled far and we have traveled wide, and we have made many discoveries and faced many dangers and adventures. We believe we could seal this creature back and protect your people. I don't say that we could kill it. I don't say that we are any kind of gods or legendary heroes, but we do have knowledge that many do not. But we need your help. We need that combination and the location of the lock in the doorway.
The combination is on the lock and combination are on the door itself. There are 5 emblems, each representing one of the warriors of 5. That's all I'm going to tell you. Now, go away. I want no further business of this. I will not send people to their deaths.
Then you should give me the full combination, because we are going, and that knowledge may be the difference between our deaths and our survival.
You're a fool, Ulysses.
I have been called that and more in my time.
Isn't that the truth?
But nonetheless, if I can help your town and your people, I will do my damnedest and plan to. But the more information I have, the better my chances.
Quickly draws one of the stock swords and points it at you. I said leave, Ulysses. I will not give you the combination because you're only going to endanger your niece there. Suggest you leave now because the next 9 cycles are going to be a hell here.
It's 9 cycles. Okay, we're inside, right? And he's shuttering up.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's kind of open a little bit, like you do see the people walking about outside, so they're and I'm gonna spend 2 threat. There's a crowd kind of gathering outside as they witness this. It's not every day that Kevinos draws his sword.
All right, good Kamenas. No need for you to aerate me as some sort of soil. I'll leave you in peace. Then I'll back away and rejoin. So the lock is on the door itself. 5 emblems, each representing one of the warriors of 5.
All right, so we hit a library. Are we away from people before I continue?
I mean, there's a crowd. Most of them aren't really. Some of them kind of looked, and when you backed off, they're like, ugh. They were hoping to see blood, and they just kind of walked off.
Mira, has your readings given you any indication on symbology?
There's symbology in everything, Commander. The warriors of 5 could be. The emblems could have been used as sort of a lock or a combination, a guide. The issue is we don't know what the order would be. Without seeing what the emblems look like, I can't really tell you.
Sounds like we should head to the door and take a look at the symbols. Maybe
Yeah.
it'll be as plain as day, sir.
I'm actually thinking part of this away team goes to a library to look this up and transmits the information if needed to the other team. Cryptography on the fly is not exactly the best way to break a door down without ordnance.
All right. That seems like more up your alley, number one, and perhaps Lieutenant Mira's as well.
I'm thinking the same thing. Between me and myself and Mira, we should be able to dig into it. And best case scenario, Martel and Norland might be able to force the door one way or the other, or find some other way around it.
All right. Mr. Martel, Mr. Nordland, you're with me. Grab.
Sir.
Mm?
And he
Yes?
just hefts his sword. How's your combat with these things?
Well, the whole episode on the Treble planet gave me a little bit of experience with it, but I have to admit, overall, I'm better bare-fisted.
As I figured, sir. Not my cup of tea either, but it'll do.
Well, more important is it allows us to blend in with the rest of these people.
That is true, sir.
Yeah, grab the spears and swords, whatnot, and make our way back to where we can maybe get an angle, get a scan of the door and set lock to transmit the symbols back to our friends at the library.
Alright, so the commander and Mira are heading towards the library, while the captain, Martel, and Norland are heading towards the door.
Yes.
Alright. Real quick, we'll do the library part. You enter the library, Commander. One of the, we would assume to be a scholar, kind of goes, "We're getting ready to close. It's far too late. Maybe you should seek shelter, especially for your young companion here."
I've learned since I've come to this place that my ignorance is making me far more dangerous than anything that's happening tonight. I wish to educate myself a little bit with the assistance of young Mira here. And I would much appreciate you allowing us to stay here for a bit of study. We won't take anything out of the building. We just simply need time to look over it.
Presence command difficulty 1.
Persuasion?
Sure.
Bargain. 'Cause it's a persuasion roll.
I'm trying to remember what bargain does.
Gives me cool things and lets me automatically succeed at stuff. Actually, page 44 of command says otherwise, so you probably could.
Yeah, it says otherwise. You may re-roll a d20.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, I'll throw a momentum at it. Why not? Might get lucky. Bang.
2 momentum.
I'll re-roll that one.
Come on, complication. Darn. 3 momentum gain. Fine, but you must hurry. What is it you're
telling
looking
me.
for?
The story of the, looking into the Warriors 5 specifically and their emblemology.
He just pauses. He kind of points. Follow me.
Thank you. What was your name, sir? I didn't quite catch it.
Thackerus.
Wolfgang. Sorry to trouble you. I know you're trying to get out of here.
Interesting name of choice. Is your family hunters of wolves?
Once long ago, but more carvers and craftsmen now. Stone carver, and the point of my father. My mother more of a gardener of sorts. He
See,
shrugs at that, like that's not entirely covering the topic, because it isn't.
he shows you to a table. He's like, wait here. Comes back. And he brings over and sets on the table a few moments later a bunch of scrolls. He says, I have more. Wait here. He goes back. Comes back. And sets a bunch of books down. There is more, but this is a start for you.
Indeed it is. Do you have scroll weights that we could borrow?
Any motions on the table that there's a set of stones.
Thank you. We will try to work quickly then. Feel free to close up elsewhere. We'll try to get through as quickly as possible.
Very well. And he kind of walks off to leave you in private.
looks up at Mira. Yeah, I was hoping there's going to be a central book, so you take that half, I take this half.
She just kind of shrugs like, okay, time to dive in.
Come on, cramming for exams have to be worse than this.
I don't know, but this... I don't like this fabric.
What do you mean you don't
Kinda-
like the fabric?
I'm itching. It's really bad. We have to talk to the quartermaster next time you fabricate stuff like this.
You did put on the undershirt first, right? And then the fabric?
Yes, Commander.
Oh, well, in that case, yes. You're probably experiencing some sort of contact allergy to the material. That's unfortunate.
It's because he rolled so well. I realize this, Captain. I really do. Keep in mind, he didn't give them all the information.
That's true. He pulled the old, okay, you want information at closing time, do you? Here, I'll just fill up your fucking table and you can get overwhelmed and leave.
Never underestimate the power of nerds.
Yeah.
Alright. Captain, as you and party, as you make your way towards the entranceway of the labyrinth, there is definitely a crowd around there. They're all waiting in suspense for the monster to appear.
Can one of you get a kind of visual scan of the door, see if we can get eyes on the lock to help the team at the library while the other two of us maybe, kind of cover you since everybody's attention's on the door? I don't know which one of you will have the better chance depending on the role.
I don't think we will, sir. It'll be near impossible to be able to pull off a scan like that. Especially with as high resolution as it would have to be. We'd have to get close and too many eyes are watching.
So can we see from where we are the locking mechanism or anything that he
You
kind of
can.
described?
Kind of can. You see what appears, it's this giant round disc with smaller emblems, and there's lines that the emblems can be moved around and about.
but we're not close enough to actually make out what the emblems are, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Suggestions?
Wait for the door to open. When in Rome.
Wait for it to open and then slip in?
My thoughts, I just hope the other two get here quickly.
Hmm. So is the crowd acting like this could happen at any second?
Kinda. They're gathering around. It's not. He did tell you that when the moon is full in the sky,
Mm-hmm.
that is when it happens. When you glance at the moon, it's not there just yet.
Hmm.
Can I get an approximate time based out of mathematics as to how long we probably have?
Sure, reason plus science.
I
Difficulty
figured
1.
that was coming. I figured that was coming. I know I've got a reason pretty high. I think my science is a 1. Uh,
Yes, it is
yeah,
a
I
1.
should.
So you're rolling a 12. 12 or lower.
I'm rolling a 12.
What's the roll?
Give reason science.
Yeah.
Give me 1 momentum if we have it, please.
We're sitting on 6. You're good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool.
Wow.
I think I get that back.
Yeah, you get 2.
2. 3 hours, give or take.
So, yeah, I'll look at the captain and go, it'll happen in about 3 hours. Maybe a little less, maybe a little more. That's
So-
just rough mathematics.
What is our clothing like?
Tunics,
Okay.
like commoner wear.
And I'm assuming our tricorders and stuff are in like
Leather
satchels
pouches.
or
Yeah.
leather pouches and whatever. Like on our belts or whatever.
Probably like a shoulder bag, type of thing.
Satchel.
Yeah, satchel. Yeah.
Okay. Haggard's going to, with his head held high and his shoulders back, walk right up to the door and just sort of stand in front of the lock, studying it for a second, and with his back to the crowd, will take a scan of it.
Okay. So keep in mind you only get 1 chance at this because they're
Right.
gonna notice you
Right.
and they're gonna freak out.
It is Redford after all.
Right. Well, Sam, they can notice me, and I can hopefully bullshit my way out of it. I'm just hoping they don't know. Tricorder is the whole
All
thing.
right.
I mean, yeah, they're going to see
Praying
me.
to the door.
Reason science difficulty 1. This is just to get a scan of the door and all the emblems that are on there.
Reason science difficulty.
The reason why it's
Okay.
a difficulty higher is because you're trying to conceal yourself.
Okay.
Not very well. He's out in front of them. No.
Yeah, I'm rolling I'm just rolling an 8 for reason science. By the way,
There's momentum. Just
There's
a side note
6.
to that.
that's
Yeah.
true.
You have determination. Just giving some ideas here.
I mean, I'm trying to decide if it's worth just blowing the determination for automatic success on this, or if I want to hold on to it for later.
I mean, you can get 2 dice just by spending off 3.
Yes, let's do that
And if-
first. What?
Oh no, I was just gonna say. In addition, that leaves your determination open to re-roll if it's like garbage roll.
Yeah, true. See, I'll spend the 3 for 4 dice. Reason science. I don't think I have anything that will help, so let me click off the focus. Nope. I'll be damned.
Wow. Let's see momentum out of that. So I'm gonna post. Hold on a second. Those are the 5 emblems that you see.
Okay, where are you putting those?
Oh, they're on
Theater
roll 20.
mind.
Oh, sorry, my character sheet is in the way. There we go.
It's almost like you had them on a layer or something.
Actually, this would be the more appropriate.
Cool little symbols, Brax. Okay.
Get your
And
t-shirt today.
And their lines that they move along the
Yeah.
whatever the
There's
argon.
a big circle that goes around a line that they can follow, like tracks, and there's different lines and stuff that you can move them around and piece them in different
Right.
orders.
Sort of letting the tricorder fall back into its bag, because I'm sure everybody's noticed me. So I'll raise my hand and knock on the door.
Hey! What's that guy doing down there? He's gonna get us killed for too long. Oh, shut your mouth. Your death will come before you much too much longer. Be patient. The moon is almost full.
And I'll just kind of yawn and stretch and walk back to the crowd, scratching my ribs.
Yep, them's the door. Knock, knock. Nah.
Where did he armor? Come on, he's asking for.
Armor just slows me down. Once I'm safely back in the crowd and kind of facing Nordland and Martell, I'll just hopefully by feel transmit the tricorder readings and image to Wartburg.
Okay. For 1 momentum.
Yeah,
I'll allow
sure.
that. Yep. Wartburg, you get a message, an image of the door with the 5 emblems that you see.
I show the image to Mira.
She's like, "Oh, this is interesting."
That's why captains put on pith helmets and go to planets.
I'm gonna do a quick poke my head out, check if the librarian's nearby.
He's not.
Okay, I'm gonna duck back. I'm gonna flip out my communicator. Wolfgang to Argo.
Argo here, Commander.
A little quieter, please. I'm on a planet I'm not supposed to be on.
Sorry. There is a volume dial on the communicator. It's right there in the center. You could turn the volume down if you.
I see it now. Thank you. I try not to look at Mira when I realize that.
She just kind of covers her face like, "Oh God."
That's why you're here. But no, I'm about to transmit an image to you. We're trying to find a combination that that uses these symbols. I want you to get a science team together, cryptologists, anyone we have aboard, pull someone for security if you have to. Me and Mira are going to be looking over this. We're going to take some scans of some of the local documentation, but I'm going to need some help, as much help as possible, in trying to crack which one of these go in what order.
Understood, sir. All right.
I believe I owe you all momentum.
You do.
Yep.
To have your science team on this. This will lower the difficulty by 1. So essentially, as you and Mira, and I'll allow you and the Mira can assist. The ship will not be any help because it's going to lower the difficulty by 1. This is going to be a reason plus science. The difficulty was 4. It's going to be 3. Mira will be assisting with that. Cultural studies would be an appropriate focus. It's not like you and Mira aren't geared for this.
Yeah. I am going to spend all 3 momentum to get myself 2 dice. Reason, science, focus. Away I go. Damn.
2 momentum gained. As you're going through it, you notice that all 5 emblems represent one of the heroes of the Warriors 5. That one is Odious, Uzan, Keto, Nax, and Ufnir.
From top clockwise?
So that is not the order they appear, though, in in the actual scrolls you see. That is what the current way the lock is set.
Mm-hmm.
Odious always appears there. Nax always seems to be the right. Keto is to his left. Ufnir and Uzam kind of cover the rear.
So that's probably how they need to be arranged to open the door.
I think we got it. I'm going to take my communicator and I'm going to chirp at Haggard. So I'm not going to say anything. I'm just trying to get him to answer the communicator to let him know I'm trying to call him before I say anything.
Good Lord, I'm in the middle of a crowd. Maybe find that same little kind of alley that was kind of out of the way and see if it's still out of the way to, kind of hunch over my communicator. I'll turn down the volume.
All right.
Haggard here. What have you found, number 1?
We have the combination. Sending image to you now. It looks like it has to be slid into a certain order. And I send the images to his tricorder. Verified by the ship and by myself and Mira. It's the way it's supposed to be.
So do we think this unlocks it or locks it?
That's the dictation of in the scrolls, the pictures on how they're played. There's drawings of the actual warriors. So Nyx is a female maiden, with holding a spear. Ufnir is a warrior holding a giant axe with the essentially looks almost like old mythology, like a dragon in a way. Helmet. Uzam is another person who is wearing shows a depiction of him slaying a 7-headed snake with a sword. Kito is an archer and some sort of giant of epic proportions that he's just hovering over, and Odious is wielding a staff, and he holds it up high with pictures of a, I want to say, minotaur-looking figure, but kind of close to it. Sort of body of a man, hooves, horns, and then sort of a face of a demon.
So, do we want to brace our informant one last time with what we have learned, so we can figure out whether this is how it's locked or how it opens, or what do you guys think?
I think just set it.
I think set it. I think it's the combination to open it because it makes the most sense, and plus our informants seem to be done with us.
Besides, worst case scenario, you end up locking and resealing them back in,
Yeah.
which kind of half solves our problem.
So, shall we just be bold as brass and in a group walk up and do it?
So, are you guys all getting back together as a group?
Would have to, yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
But we're safe in the library. Fine.
There's one female in the group, so yeah, I'm thinking we'll go down as avatars. 5.
1 female and 4 male, yeah. Avatars of the Warrior 5.
Next thing you're going to tell me you believe in Kismet.
It is the name of a starship.
Spending 2 thread as the research and all that took some time. As you guys get back and group together, you notice that overhead the moon has gone full. Scene change in this case.
No. These are my momentum. Can't have them. Bye.
The doors kind of all of a sudden, you notice as you're getting ready to walk up to it, you notice that the emblems started moving on their own.
Mm-hmm.
And they lock into the combination that you have seen. That you've kind of figured out. The door slides open and this fog just starts pouring out.
Okay.
Martel's just going to yell out, "Ready yourselves." And draws his sword.
Soon as the fog kind of hits us, tricorders. See what we can see.
Yeah. I'm gonna get my tricorder out.
And I'm gonna get out my phaser.
I'm guessing you two are closer to the back then?
I would figure we'd be in the front.
Okay.
Why?
Because you're drawing out 23rd century technology.
Once the fog has hit us.
Okay. Whew.
Yeah, we're waiting for the fog to roll over us.
Yeah. As the fog starts rolling over, it's really quiet, and you can barely. There's several torches that have been lit, and you notice that the torches you can barely see in front of you anymore. Like they were quite like 10 meters away, 5-10 meters away. You can't even see them. So maybe just a little glow. And you hear the sounds of screaming and battle cries as people are. Seems like they're fighting and the clashing of swords.
What you got in your tricorder there, number 1?
Stand by. Adjusting. I'm scanning for supposed creature.
Reason plus science. Difficulty of
Chemistry?
1. No.
Worth asking. 1 momentum being spent. For a die. Reason science. Bang.
Nice.
Wow. 2 momentum gained. You don't see a creature, but you see something else, and it's a very ominous... It's not ominous. It's an energy signature. You're quite puzzled as it why it would be there.
Why would I be puzzled?
Because it's
Is it lacking a
photonic.
source? It's photonic, as in bloody holograms? Do I detect an emitter or a power source that would be throwing these photons?
You do not.
All right, well, hopefully someone has better questions than that. Captain, it appears that this is... I'm reading photonic energy signatures, holograms of some kind, but I'm not detecting any sort of sense of emitter or power signature that it's emitting from.
All right, everyone, keep your eyes peeled. Stand by. Phasers on heavy stun. Let's go in. And kind of move forward as a group.
I need everyone to give me a fitness plus security difficulty 2.
That doesn't
Team
seem fair.
dynamics?
Athletics focus.
No. Not for team dynamics.
Maybe.
What about
I know I'm
athletics?
rolling a 12, but do I have a focus, somebody? At least I think I'm rolling a 12.
Yes, I will allow survival.
Yeah.
Okay, and I am rolling a 12?
Yes, you are yes, 12.
Okay, give me...
$5
might as well
and
give
change.
me 1 momentum.
Or that, sure.
I'll generate 1 threat
Ooh!
for an extra dice.
Ooh!
Alright.
Someone actually said it right the first time.
Yeah, do I have an applicable value?
I don't know.
Alright, so 2
Yeah.
momentum gained from Norland.
Nice. Does that symbol mean a?
That's a complication.
It's a
That's a
complication.
nat 20.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if, since it was the happy Star Trek symbol, if it was.
No, it's red.
It's
It's
red.
red. It's not blue.
It's Terran.
Well, I don't know how the Starfleet command bot works, so fine.
Somebody
Nothing
read
is
my values off to
impossible?
me.
That is a stretch.
Well, he is facing an invisible opponent and somehow not getting hurt by it.
I don't know if we're rolling maybe to not trip over our own 2 feet while moving through.
You're essentially you're moving through the fog, not to
Right.
try and trip over your own 2 feet or bump into anybody,
Right.
or miss the clash of people that are actually fighting each other because they can't see,
Right.
more than a
Yeah.
foot.
Nothing beats Federation technology, better with machines and people. New tech is interesting. Like the first one's the closest that might apply.
Yeah,
I would
nothing
think.
beats Federation technology might be the closest.
Oh,
Particularly
No.
if you had your tricorder out. It's worth a shot.
Yeah, nothing is impossible might actually be the closest. I don't know.
I just don't see
call,
it, though.
Prax.
You're going to have to sell me
call.
on nothing is impossible.
Basically trying to find my target in total blindness, basically. I mean, you said I can barely see a foot in front of me. It's almost anything can get a shot at me easily. I mean, if no, I'll just take it and roll it with the complication, but
I guess.
all I don't know. That seems pretty impossible to me.
Oh, good grief!
Save
Well-
roll. Okay. It seems that. All right. We'll get to that in a minute. I need. There's 2 more people
Right.
need to roll, and then Amira's got to roll.
Haggard, you have the better roll.
I'll take a. No, I don't. I'll take a momentum for a third die. Strategy and tactics is a focus for moving cautiously into
No,
and around battle. That's worth a shot. Okay.
this is not really a battle scene. that you're-
Oh!
Well, I'm your new captain, everyone. Nice to meet you. Mira, go ahead.
So Mira's rolling a 9.
She can have a momentum. She might get lucky.
No focus. Oh.
Almost.
I'll take that last one.
So only one succeeded. Okay. So those that failed are taking 3 stress damage. As you're being nicked. Those that got a complication are taking additional stress.
Ooh,
So-
okay. Okay.
That was close.
Yeah.
That was close.
That's why we have to wear body armor to all our missions.
We didn't have enough momentum to pay the opportunity cost.
Not with that attitude.
No, you can give me threats, by the way, for the.
I just didn't want to do that.
No, I'm just saying.
All right.
But yeah,
Ow,
as
ow, ow.
you're getting slight, or like someone just barely nicks you with the sword, and
Right.
or you trip, trying to dodge like a swing that you're seeing over, and you hit something, trying to
Right.
make your way towards the entranceway.
Figures Nordland's the only one who's
Right.
Doing the
He's got a
Matrix
red
over
shirt
there.
on.
Yeah, he's the new captain now.
He does have blonde hair, so close enough.
That's true.
You do make your way towards the entrance of the labyrinth. As you get to the mouth of it, you notice that the fog's not real thick and just appears to be appearing out of nowhere as it funneling out of it.
All right. Let's go on in and see what can be seen.
As you start walking through the labyrinth, you notice that there's torches on the wall that seem to just light up mysteriously. And there's a slight little bit of a fog on the floor.
Like the torches are set in sconces.
Yeah.
I'll reach up and tap on like the haft of one of the torches, see if this is more holography or if this is actual physical object.
Feels real.
No, okay, fair enough. I just realized that when I said it.
But it seems to be a gaslit, a smokeless fire. It doesn't seem to be flooding the room with smoke.
Number one, are you able to get anything more with your tricorder?
Reason science, difficulty 1.
I think I've got to head off, everyone. Does anyone want to take over playing Nordland? Might need a security officer for this one.
Sure, one of us will take him.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks for coming.
Thanks for playing.
Yes, I'm sorry I couldn't stay the whole time. Cool mission, though. Thanks for running that, Prex. And 2 of you I will see on the Monarch on Saturday.
Yep.
Have a good one, everyone.
So yeah,
You too.
man, I hate that guy. Oh wait, we're recorded. No.
Wow.
No.
Wow. Poor Casey.
Don't worry, I get the feeling the Monarch's going to shoot up the Kismet for some reason. Don't know why, just it's going to happen.
It does have quadrupes.
No, please no. Actually, it can hold its own. Anyway, enough bragging. Recent science. I haven't.
No, real
How
quick.
have you scanned for this? Testing a theory apply?
What are you scanning though? Exactly.
The life, the universe, and everything. No. I'm
Well,
trying to
that's
see if
difficulty
we're
42
getting-
for that.
Right.
Well, more like complication 42. It's not that difficult. It's just very
Maybe
complicated.
the location and source of the energy.
That's what I'm thinking. Is trying to determine the direction of the energy, because that's probably what's causing all this.
Because if we're in a labyrinth, we need to figure out our way to the central point or whatever the point.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So testing a theory on that basis. Because I have been looking for this thing.
Sure.
No, none of the focuses applied before, so they. Bang.
Well, like the captain.
At least you get one
Well-
reroll with that because of your into practice.
It's true. Yep. Yep. Before I take that reroll, I might get 2.
Mm-hmm.
I might. No, I won't, because I'd have to hit a 1. Chances of that are actually pretty low. So what I'll do instead is I'm going to invoke my milestone of entanglement as a determination, because I did some really weird looking for strange energy signatures and figuring out how the heck that worked.
Why don't you
Maybe I
let me
learned
give
something.
you mine, and I can see if
Do
my
you still
vessel
have
comes
yours?
back.
He does.
Oh,
I do.
I'll take that.
Yeah. So the captain will give. Will number one.
You forgot my name already,
Hey.
didn't you?
No, I did not. Just
It's on the
I think-
board.
I never call you by your name. Take a deep breath, number one. I know you can get this. I'll give him my determination.
Okay. Oh, in character you're saying that.
Oh, and I don't get it back.
That's a gift for not saying my name. I'll re-roll that failed 0 now. There we go.
2 momentum. You pinpoint the energy location. It's essentially where you're standing at the wall. You have a path that goes left or right, and the energy signal is like dead ahead, like through the wall.
One free question I'd like to ask is, does this energy signature, now that I'm closer, I'm wondering if it seems to have enough power to be powering a holographic system.
The energy signature is multiphasic.
Warper doesn't communicate that, because that's going to be a weird thing to explain in itself.
I will give you this to you. Starfleet has tested multiphasic reactors before. They found it too difficult to control.
Oh, the engineer might know about this then. Never mind. I'm detecting a multiphasic energy source up ahead of us. Just straight ahead.
Multiphasic. I haven't heard of that technology in a while.
Yep. So either it's very unstable, or they figured out how to stabilize it.
Well, is this actually a wall, or is there some sort of concealed mechanism that'll will allow us to access it? Or do
I
we
reach
have
out to the wall.
wander
It's
around
solid.
the?
I try to push my weight into it, see if it gives it all.
It does not. It's a wall.
All right.
Very coarse feeling. Like it's concrete or stone.
Martel, is there a way to disrupt photonic fields without requiring a lot of energy? Say a low intensity phaser beam or some emission from a communicator?
Would I know of any way, GM?
The problem is though, holographic echo.
Oh, sorry.
The problem with this era, you probably wouldn't know because it's never been done. Holographic technology is, I mean, it's not primitive, it's used. But for the most part, you usually, at least from Starfleet standards, it's nowhere near TNG level. So it's one of those things you have no idea if you could or couldn't.
Okay. Okay, so I'll look at the commander and go. Yeah, basically just shrug his shoulders and go, huh?
Wolfgang raises an eyebrow at that.
All right, so if this wall's solid, let's see if there's one of these passages loops around to another entrance. Or if this is what it is, can we burn through it with phasers?
It's about, I'd say it's concrete. I'm feeling against, or at least it's, if it either actually is concrete or it's simulating concrete. Two ways we go about it. Either we cut through the hedge maze and go straight toward it, because I think that's what I'm reading. It may, because, oh, right, that's how labyrinths work, of course. Labyrinths, usually the goal's in the center, not at the end necessarily. So we're basically at the edge, and we're going to have to work our way to the center. That's why I'm seeing it in that direction. But we could theoretically cut our way through, although whether that will compromise the integrity of this facility, he met gestures, I'm uncertain.
So
but we do have a guideline. Of course, in labyrinth lore, that's where the monster dwells, waiting for its prey. So, happy thoughts.
Of course, I don't suppose either of you thought to bring any breadcrumbs.
That would
You're
be
multi-tool. You could score the wall.
True, it does have the
Yeah.
capabilities to do that. Thank you, Commander. Didn't think of that.
Never underestimate a small tool.
Yeah. Number one, you're our navigator. See if we can't figure out this maze.
Don't say that too loud. Sonadol get. Feel her hate from across the star.
And Martel will start marking the wall at about 10-foot increments. Just a simple tick mark.
Okay, I just need to know which way you're going. Left or right?
Always go left.
Yeah, it's always go left, yeah.
Alright, you go left, you follow it. Kind of bends and curves a little bit, goes on an angle, then you go back another angle. You go to the right, then you go back to the left, and then as you come to, you're at another fork in the road. You can go straight to the right or to the left.
What direction is the item?
Behind you.
Like dead reckoning behind us, like at 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
I turn, as we get to the fork, I turn around and face you guys. It's that way.
Out of character, has Martel done a lot of maze puzzles? Not like the maze type deals, but like maze puzzles.
I don't know. Has your character?
There's always one easy way to find a way in a maze, Commander.
Which is?
Pick a wall, put your hand on it, and just follow the wall.
I was thinking the same thing. It's the only downside to it is it's somewhat time consuming, but he's right, Captain. That is the most consistent way to work your way through a maze.
Let's try it.
Time to play hot and cold. He puts his hand out to the left wall.
Oh, hey, she noticed it. As you start falling, it's like she kind of shrugs your tunic, Wolfgang. Do you see that, Commander? And she kind of points to the ground through the fog.
I'll look at what she's pointing at.
And on the ground, you see one of the emblems. You see Ufnir.
Captain. I think we found Brave Ufnir. Or at least its emblem.
So, if the emblems are in the order we found, or positioning we found, between them should be the center of the maze. So Ufnir was in the lower left.
Right.
No, left.
You are correct, sir.
So how does this help us? It tells us where we are in relation to the center, which is away and to the left.
I would infer that perhaps getting all the way to Odious will be towards the center.
All right. Everyone keep your eyes on the floor as we go for emblems.
But at the fork of the road, if you kind of look around, you actually see four emblems. You see
Okay.
Ufnir, you see Uzan, Keto,
Mhm.
and Odious.
Are they arranged like we...
No.
No.
Follow Odious.
Okay.
Wait, is Ufnir present in that fork?
The one that's missing is Nakax. Right, Prax?
Yes.
I think we want to follow the Ufnir path, actually.
Why?
Because that's what's marked on the floor.
You're standing
Well,
on Ufnir.
Oh, I thought you said... that's what I was clarifying. If one of the ways the path wasn't simple.
Right. So you're standing on top of Ufnir. Is where you came to. To the left is Keto. Straight ahead is Odious. And to the right is Uzam.
Right, okay. You're right, Captain. We should head toward Odious.
All right. But is anybody else curious as to why Nakax is missing?
Probably there isn't a direct path there from here, if it's a navigational aid.
Fair enough. To Odious we go.
Alright, you follow the path straight ahead. It starts turning towards the right. And then you come to another fork.
Look for symbols in the floor. Or ceiling.
On the floor where you're standing at,
Mhm.
you see the symbol of Keto.
Mhm.
To the right, you see Odious. Straight ahead, you see Nyax.
So we're thinking Odious?
I am. I
Okay.
mean, if Odious is at the center of everything, following him should get us to the center of the maze.
All right.
Agreed.
He's the one who did this maze, so... Yeah.
To Odious.
Alright.
To Odious. The Wizard of Ill Repute.
Whoa. Don't jinx us.
His name's Odious, dude.
As you're following, I need everyone to make a fitness plus security check. Or actually, let's go inside security for one person first. Difficulty 2.
Crud.
Maybe Nordland should do that.
Yeah, that should probably be him. Yeah, him.
All right. Who wants to roll Nordland?
Not it.
Tell me his number.
I'll take care of it. Where is he?
Should make Mira do it. Wait.
I'm the
Oh, there he
GM.
is.
It's inside security.
Yeah, she'll automatically know the correct answer. It's weird, isn't it?
Tier, tier.
He's rolling a 14. Survival or athletics?
Survival.
Okay. What's the difficulty?
2.
Okay. So it's resolute. Fire. Oh, I'm reading his stuff. Okay.
Is he a bold man or a cautious man?
He's neither. So spend
Should
a
have
momentum
bold.
for a third die. Should he? Resolute, fire at will. Bold security, sure enough. Okay. So yeah, I'll give you a threat for that third die.
Alright.
Ooh,
2 momentum gained.
nice.
As you're walking forward, he stops all of you as he notices that there is a pressure plate on the floor.
He's going to actually roll his untapped potential.
Hey,
Momentum gained.
No.
I'm gonna do a quick scan to see if that for scanning the pressure plate and seeing what it's attached to.
Reason plus engineering.
Martel, could you help me read this a bit? I'm having a
I figured you were gonna do that.
Difficulty is 1.
Okay. You know what? With my reason engineering being so high, I don't know the exact numbers. I'm just gonna roll it flat.
There you go.
Well, I definitely succeed.
There would be no focus for this, but you do get it.
Yeah.
Calling us unfocused, that's not very nice.
The 17 misses, so there was only 1 success. The pressure plate goes to a set of trapdoors up ahead.
Well, let us avoid these trapdoors and continue heading for Odious.
Can I disarm the trap somehow?
Oh my god,
Or
no.
we could step over it. How big's the plate?
Let's keep the level of D&D out of this, so
Right.
at least I'm trying to. You do notice, though, Commander, that when you were scanning out and both of you looking at it, the symbol has the face of sort of like a demon. And you would kind of recognize the descriptions of it was the symbol of Crodam.
It's on the pressure plate or on the trapdoor?
It's on the pressure plate.
I believe we may have found the center which this monstrosity springs. How big is the pressure? Can I get any scans? Can Martel get any scans of the what's beyond the trapdoor?
It'd be a momentum spend.
Spend it.
Poof.
It's some sort of pit that the trapdoor opens up to, and it's unclear how deep it goes. It almost seems endless.
Yeah, I'm thinking this is just a pit trap.
Same here.
Let's keep following Odious, but avoid the pressure plate and trapdoors, and keep our eyes open for other pressure plates marked with demon symbols.
Agreed.
Martel, I would suggest marking a new symbol over this pressure plate, like on the wall over here, and maybe one over the trapdoor as well. Just to alert us to look over or look down.
Yeah,
Maybe
and
a down arrow.
Martel will put like an X and then a down arrow.
All right. You continue forward. You come to a fork, and you notice that up ahead, it either goes to the left or the right, and you have Keto going to the left and Nayax going to the right.
I believe we're going to find an odious symbol on the floor. I look around for it.
It's Ufnir. There is no odious symbol.
So where are we in relation to the power source now?
I'll check.
The power source is directly in front of you.
Okay, and what kind of intersection are we in?
A left, right.
Left or right. And you have Keto to the left, Nayax to the right. You're standing on Ufnir.
I'm getting real close to shooting this darn wall down. I hate maces.
Next, is there Uzam anywhere?
No, or there's no Odious either.
Mira, from the records, was Odious known for being a trickster or some other something similar in the lore?
No, the only thing in the lore says that Nayax was his.
Sorry, you went in and out there.
Sorry, I was pausing. No, Commander. There's no. He was not a trickster. He was a loyal and a leader for the Warriors 5. Though he did turn to the aid of Nayax when he was lost to the maiden Nayax when he was lost.
And the split is between Keto and Nayax.
Yes.
Yeah. So to Nayax we go.
Yeah, to Nayax we go.
Yes.
We follow Nayax.
I swear that's Nakax.
I came up with a quick one. I was like, this sounds about right. Let's do it. Probably not correct
No,
spelling.
always say it's on purpose. Never admit otherwise.
I wrote this in haste. It's okay. I don't care. So you follow it. You come up to another fork. Either goes to the left or to the right or straight ahead. To the left is Odious. Forward is Uzam. And to the right is Keto.
Odious again?
Wait, hold on. Mira, when Odious turned to Nayax, she must have turned to somebody. Or she aided someone else. Right?
She's known in the lore as a healer. It says the lore, she healed the land of East and West from unseen demons.
Oh, there goes that idea.
So back to Odious, we think?
Which way's the power source?
You're traveling away from it.
In
Behind
order to
you.
get to the center, sometimes we have to go away from it.
It's true.
I guess to Odious we go.
Alright.
Wait. We've seen each of them. Right? We've seen Ufnir. We've seen
Yeah.
Kato.
Right.
We've seen Odious. We've seen Nayax. There's supposed to be 5 people
Well, we've seen
united in
Uzam,
one
too.
purpose. I don't think we've traveled to Uzem.
We've seen Uzam in the floor, though, right?
GM, is that correct?
Yes, you saw Uzam on the floor.
Oh, never mind. Never mind.
Our
Odious.
You've seen Ufnir twice.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess to Odious, unless we missed something where the Odious symbol didn't appear. And should we backtrack maybe to there and see if we missed something with Odious where we turned and followed Nayax instead?
GM, I'm gonna try a flyer here and see if I can get. Actually, I have been scanning for a bit. Could I extrapolate from my scans a map of where we've traveled so far?
I would say you can spend 2 momentum that you have a map with your tricorder. As you're just sort of mapping it out.
Excellent.
Subwoofer. Ow.
stupid place to put a subwoofer.
It's almost like it's supposed to be low to the ground. Yes. According to the map, have we been treading over our trail, or is it one big long curve we've been doing?
So it's been kind of a curve. Then you went forward, then you went right, and then you're kind of in this junction point to where you go left or right, but you're still not near the center. At least according to the map, you've made this big curve around, and then thought you were heading towards the right path, towards the center. So you made this weird curve. You went towards the center, and then you're moving away from it.
So were we starting to move away from the center when we turned to follow Nyax?
No. Well, yes. With Nyax, you were moving away towards the center.
Yeah, so let's go back where we didn't see the Odious emblem on the floor and see if we find something there.
Actually, a question. For the demon trapdoor we saw, was that situated between Odious and Nayax? Or where we thought Odious was, anyway?
Sort of. It was on the path through Odious.
And according to the sensor log, we didn't in the tricorder. Where was the power signature at that time?
Straight
Was
ahead.
it below us? It was straight ahead. Okay, so it's somewhere. In theory, this is just for reference. It was somewhere here, rather than I was thinking like here where the monster is.
Right.
Well, let's go back to where we didn't see the Odious emblem, thinking there's something there.
So we're gonna backtrack, as it were, back to Odious.
Right, or to where would we see Ufnir?
It was the second Ufnir.
Yeah.
So you were standing on Ufnir, you saw Keto and Nyax.
Okay. Look around, walls or ceiling, anything else? And where is the power source in relation to us now?
The power source relationship to you, where you're standing on Ufnir, and the power source is essentially through a wall.
Directly in front of us.
Yeah.
I'll feel at the wall. Why not?
Is solid.
Yeah, see our game logic. Had to try.
Well, I was just wondering if we could scan it and see. I'm stumped, guys.
Can I scan the signature to estimate distance, given its intensity from distance? Rather, have we been moving closer and further? And trying to triangulate how close we've gotten to it.
It's really weird because there's points in it to where you've gotten closer and then you moved away. You've gotten closer and then you moved away.
What was the highest point of close, as in the
Where you're
clearest signal?
Currently at right now.
I honestly think that if we keep progressing, we might we're slowly getting closer to it as we continue, based on these readings. So backtracking probably isn't the answer. We need to move further in.
So which way do we go from here? Do we follow X? Or do we go to Keto? Because we're at Ufnir, so theoretically the closest route from Ufnir to Odious is Keto.
And Keto was the archer, right?
Keto was the archer. Nyax is the healer and the trusted companion of Odious, according to Mira.
Let's try heading to Keto.
Okay.
Alright, you follow the path of Quito. It comes to another fork. You either to the left is Uzam, to the right is Ufnir.
Have we gotten closer to the source?
You've moved away.
I say let's head to Uzam.
Okay.
You follow Uzam, and as you follow Uzam, you see the emblem of a rock, essentially a stone rock with a face carved onto it. And to the right, that's dead ahead, and then to the left is Uzam again, and to the right is Quito.
Where's the energy signature?
It has moved away. You're further away from it.
What is carved into? You were in and out there. What did we
A
see
face.
carved into the rock?
It's a face of a rock that's carved into it, it looks like this dragged figure of a rock, and then a sort of imprinted face on it, like eyes, like a nose, and then a mouth.
Okay, didn't one of these guys have a dragon helmet?
Ufnir did.
Ufnir did.
Hello?
Okay.
I say at the face.
Okay, and to the left and right we have what?
Uzam and
Quito?
Quito.
Let's go Quito.
All right. You follow Quito. You head towards the energy signature, and then you go make a left, and all of a sudden you find yourself back at the entrance.
But we've come in from a different way.
Right.
Okay, so
Okay, so we kind of mapped the outer edge, is what we probably just did.
Actually, it's weird because it's almost the path you came into.
Oh, so we retreaded our steps somehow. Okay.
no, he said almost the path we came into.
It's like when you look at the map, it's like a line doesn't connect.
So are there emblems in the floor here?
Yeah.
Okay, what do we got?
Odious to the left.
Uh-huh.
I think it was Ufnir to the right, if I remember correctly. Yeah.
So have we taken either of those routes before?
You followed
Yeah, we
Odious.
took Odious, and we just came from the other one. I think we were on the right track the first time where we had been following Odious, took Nyack, and then we turned around when Odious was right there again.
Okay, so let's go back to that point and follow Odious again.
All right.
So using the map, backtrack back to Nayax and get back, and then head to Odious.
Okay, and you come back, and you have Nyax to the right, which is away. It wasn't Odious that went to the left. Damn it. Now I'm forgetting.
No. That's the point. We had a
Yeah.
junction where it was Nyack and one other.
Yes.
And we followed Nyack, and at
followed
the next
Nyack's-
junction.
And it was Nyax and Quito. You're going back and following Nyax again. You come back to another junction. It's Nyax again, and it's Ufnir. That's right.
Okay, so not Odious. So let's keep following Nyax.
Yeah.
Okay.
You follow Nyax. You come to a junction, and you see 5 symbols on the wall.
Center. It's gotta be. All 5 are here.
Are they in the order that we've become used to on that unlocked the door?
They are.
Okay. Where's the energy source, number 1?
Checking.
As when you were traveling, you noticed the energy source was you were moving away from it. All of a sudden, it's directly in front of you.
Right there, sir.
All right, scan that wall. See if there's anything besides stonework there.
Aye, sir.
It is a stone wall.
Well, sir, in my professional opinion, this is indeed a stone wall. Concrete, I believe.
Maybe press on Odious?
Mr. Norland, if you would. I step back. No, he wouldn't. I'll do it, because Wartburg would do that.
Tell me the order that you're pressing them in. You're just going to press Odious?
That's the thing is if there's an order that we have to follow.
According to the lore we researched, was it like Odious, Nayax, Uzam, Ufnir, Kato? Or it was just we just unlocked that emblem?
You unlocked the emblem path that got you into the doorway. The doorway is situated in that way.
Was Odious the first to go on the quest to start after this thing?
Odious built the labyrinth and entombed the beast.
Correct.
In one night.
Give me insight science, Wolfgang.
Thank you.
Difficulty
cultural
1.
Studies.
Yeah, that will apply.
I'll spend a momentum. There we go.
Gain 1 momentum. Uzam was the first to slay the headed snake, the 7-headed snake. Ufnir slayed the dragon of the sky. Nayax healed the lands of east and west from the unseen demon. Odious was the one that sealed Crodom in the labyrinth, as well as pushed back the sky. And Keto was the one who slayed the Titan of Destruction.
Okay, so yeah, let's try.
Order of their deeds?
Yeah,
That's what I'm thinking.
Uzam, Ufnir, Nayax, Keto. No, wait, Nayax, Odious, Keto.
And thus will I apply my hand.
Okay. You apply your hand and you do that order. Each time you press it, each stone lights up. And as you light up, the doorway falls down into the ground, revealing in the center another doorway that is glowing in a big round room before you.
I am scanning the doorway.
Check for traps.
That might not be a door. That might be just a pillar of death.
You scan the doorway. I'm not going to make you roll for it.
Thank you.
It is some unknown energy source that you've never really seen before, but it does appear to be a portal of something. Like the energy is coming through it.
Scans would suggest that this is some kind of transportation portal. Although through what mechanism or method, I am uncertain.
And we can see a room beyond?
No. So it's a round circle room. You have essentially a stone, like a hinge, sort of like a stone.
Mm-hmm.
In the center, it's a glowing portal. As you walk around the room, you can't. It's just this big white glow. As you walk around, you literally see this white glow around it in all directions.
I'm gonna take my dagger. I'm gonna give it a quick scan to get it in, to log it in my tricorder so I know what I want, how to look for it again. And I'm gonna throw it into the portal.
All right. It goes through the portal.
Ah! The fuck does knife come from?
Do I lose track of the dagger?
You do.
Do I detect any sense of vaporization or debris of the knife?
No.
Is there anything in here that reminds me of the Carrion,
Iconian?
they were Iconian technology we saw on the Tribble homeworld?
No.
Okay.
Martel's just gonna walk through it.
All right. You walk through it.
Okay, if I meet Edith Keeler, I'm going to be pissed, Martel.
He vanishes.
He vanishes.
I flip my communicator out and try to call him.
Nothing happens.
All right.
In fact, all you get is
Altogether.
static. You can't even reach the Argo.
All right. All together, people. Let's the four of us step through simultaneously if possible.
Is this a like Wizard of Oz, that old movie from Earth? I feel like it's Wizard of Oz.
Is that Mira?
Yeah.
Well, then by all means, let's link arms and skip our way through.
I step through the portal.
Yeah, let's try to do it all at the same time.
And I think Wolfgang just went straight through the portal.
It's like I'm not linking arms. I didn't hear an order. I'm going before it makes it one.
So lame.
You step through the portal, and on the other side, you find yourself in, it's not a stone structure. It's very metal alloys, very advanced. From what you can see, it goes on for quite a while. It's just this large room full of different machines, apparatus. There is a console. It's lit up, and it appears to be holographic in nature. As you look down the chambers, you see these odd pod-like structures, like just go down this hallway, endlessly.
All right, Martel, I think we need to figure out what it is we're exactly looking at.
But
I
you
agree.
give me a reason science, difficulty 1.
Oh. Nope, no focus. Spending a momentum. There we go.
Get that momentum back. So as you're walking by and you look kind of at these pods, you notice that there's people in them.
Are these some kind of
I sent you some
I think
info.
we found the captured townspeople.
Well, leave it to superstition, ignorance to lead people to fear.
Well, they have reason to fear. Somebody has been plugging them in here to do what?
And
This appears to me some sort of arc system. Multiple life pods, multiple people in cryo state. This is containing in the event. This is the sort of thing you would do if you were containing a large population in the event of a catastrophe and sealing them away and then waking them up later. Colony ships used to do this in large numbers for long distance, low, faster than light travel. Although I will say this is the most advanced version of that I've ever seen. This is nothing that the Federation has ever made.
Coming into the system, did we detect any sort of even semi-imminent threat to the planet?
The answer would be no.
Yeah.
As
Nothing from navigation or science.
as Mira's kind of walking, and she just looks at one of the pods, and she jumps back. It's like, Commander, someone just transported into this pod.
Look in the pod.
Appears to be a young child.
Yeah, somehow something or someone is beaming people from this. Perhaps, is it of the same race and dress of the planet we were on?
It is.
Okay. Someone, this system or someone controlling this system is beaming people in here, and we need to find out why.
Hopefully. Computer acknowledge voice? I say aloud.
There's no response.
Well, it'd be too easy to think there'd be a vocal component to this thing. Let's find a console. Maybe we can interface and look up the help menu. He shakes his head like that's the silliest thing, but it's like he doesn't have a better idea.
As you look and try to operate the console, just kind of like scanning it, it's in a language you've never seen before. The interface is
Alien?
very alien. You do notice, though, like as you kind of, when you look from the pods, you walk back, you notice that there are a total of 5 gateways. And the center is the one that's glowing, and there's two other ones that are beside it. Like like not stone, but like metal arches.
Okay, so we came through the one that was active, that was on.
Yeah.
And the other 4 are not.
Correct.
So this is whatever the 5 heroes shut down or sealed off.
Mira, try to see if you can make some sense of symbols. I know it's a bit of a stretch. You might get lucky with the translator.
I'll try. But this is going to be a reason engineering, difficulty 5. She does have a focus for this. And she does have a determination.
Would Martel maybe be better for this, with maybe somebody assisting?
Pardon me?
As our engineer?
You said it was reason engineering?
Yeah.
Probably. I don't know if I'd have a focus or not.
You do not. And you really don't have a value in this case. Maybe new tech is interesting.
Yeah, new tech is interesting. Sounds like a good lineup.
Well, I already spent my determination, so...
Okay.
You did.
So, yeah, I guess maybe Mira can maybe...
Martel assist with it.
Assist?
Sure.
Sure. Well, yeah, does she have a focus?
Yeah.
She has a focus. She does have a value that might apply in this case.
Yeah, let her lead, I'll assist.
She does have cautious engineering.
Could she? She can definitely have momentum. Could she use the determination on the mission?
But she has a value that applies.
She has a value. She has eager to learn.
Oh, I thought you said it didn't apply. I misunderstood. My fault.
Typical captain. Sorry.
You're
Um,
fucking to be lieutenant commander again.
I'm gonna be evil myself, I guess. Complication range goes up to
42.
no, to 5.
Oh,
You learned this from Ed. You've been paying attention to the wrong people.
yeah, sure. Listen to that Monday guy. He's pretty cool. Also, the Tuesday guy. He's pretty cool.
I've been nice. I didn't spend any thread on the labyrinth
It's
on
true.
you guys because I figured that was gonna be really hard because this is the first time doing a puzzle thing.
That's what phases are for. Just burrow a hole. Luckily, we didn't do that. That would have been a bad idea, I think. She can do it. We believe in her, especially the captain. He's the one who's gonna write her obituary.
She's spending her determination. You spend 1 momentum, but you need to spend another momentum or give me threat.
Take the momentum. She's got cautious, right?
Yeah, that's 3 dice at a complication range of 5.
With two, with a crit success, so she's already got 2, and she's got what's the difficulty?
5. Complication range 5.
Buy the next die with threat. Honestly, we want it. We need to get this so we understand what the heck we're fiddling with.
And looks like Caleb's already gotten a success. Yep. So that's 3. We just need 2 more.
Okay, so you're wanting her to roll 4 dice?
I would think so, just to increase our chances.
Alright. I take it you already rolled. Oh, God. So she got it. That's 5, so 6. There's a momentum for you
roll
guys.
one of those to get rid of a comp.
Still got 1.
Yeah, she can re-roll 1.
So there should be...
There's 2. So the 2 momentum gain can buy off the second complication.
Poof.
Yes, let's do that.
Alright.
That was an ear thing.
Sirs, I think I have it down. This is extremely complicated language. It appeared that this thing's running a program of some kind to essentially abduct the townsfolk in this region. I can't tell you who made this, but it was activated 6 years ago. The program's been running for that long. It cycles every year. But it's not sending a signal to anybody, which is strange. But what I really find curious is the Warrior's 5 symbols, and she kind of points on the holographic screen, she's scrolling through it, are here.
Does it correlate with the other emblems? That does say is it from the same culture?
It's similar. It's more like these emblems are used to identify individuals.
Are you saying that they're in the pods here?
No, I'm saying is these are people who can access the program. Sorry, access identity markers.
So we're not able to access the program.
It's not that, sir. I'm already in because the login has been active.
Someone turned this thing on.
No, I think it was done accidentally, sir.
Our friend from the general store. Can we... can you shut it down and wake all these people up and get so we can get out of here?
I believe so.
Captain, that may not be advisable.
Number 1, why?
Someone went through a great deal of effort to set up this arc system. I infer from this that, and even the legend of repelling the asteroid away, the Great Comet, the star in the sky. This was designed not to harm these people, or to infringe upon them, but to save them from possible disaster. I think our better course of action is to find some way to cease the process that's currently in place. So it ceases picking people up, because right now that sequence isn't required. They're not under threat, according to our own scans. It's just simply reacting. Further, that also has the additional benefit that it lessens our amount of interference. I think that this was built for certain things to happen at a certain time if this planet was under attack. If we shut this down and unleash these people back out, we have to somehow hide this room and all this technology from them. Or if we transport them out, that leaves us with a large ark that we don't know its true purpose of. And I don't see a device of malice. I see a device of a culture that doesn't have a prime directive. They must have felt that it was duty bound in some degree to help these people.
Yes, but this is also a malfunctioning device, number one.
Is it
None
though?
of these
There's no indication from here that it is malfunctioning, Captain. Maybe this is what it's supposed to do.
It just so happened someone turned it on when it wasn't needed.
It's exactly, that's what I mean by the malfunction. It's malfunctioning because it's operating when it shouldn't be. Therefore, none of these people should have been taken, because our little friend found his way into the labyrinth and to this place and turned it on. That's the malfunction.
So you're saying we don't take out the people that we're putting.
No,
We
we
just replaced them.
we free the people that were taken over the past 6 years, and then we just deactivate this machine. We leave it intact, but obviously this was
Right.
turned on accidentally. Yeah,
Put it back in standby mode.
right.
Right.
But we do
Question is,
free the people
who-
who it's taken over the last 6 years.
Does the interface allow for that sort of configuration?
Mirror kind of scrolls through it. I think we could just transport them all back from the pods.
Even better.
Which
So-
means we don't have to hide this room from. They don't know anything's wrong. Spirited Away myths. That's not so bad.
Agreed.
So this is going to be a control engineering difficulty 2. And
probably
I'm going to up
definitely a Martel roll.
the complication range to 2.
Mr. Martell, Commander Martell, if you would.
Of course, Commander. What momentum do we have on the table?
Zero.
None.
Take a threat. That's 3.
Alright, get a momentum. And you hear the hear a little bit of a rumble. And then you notice like the pods, you see this kind of bright light from the pods just start going off. And it goes down the hall quite a distance.
You did just send the people in the last 6 years, right? Not everyone.
Martel will look at Mira. 6 years?
That was all the people there, sir.
That's a lot of people over 6 years.
It was a About 1,000, judging from the records.
Oh, that's going to be interesting for them.
So can we put this back in standby, and we need some way to lock the entrance to the temple or whatever from outside?
Martel, Mira?
Is there a way to put it in standby mode?
Control engineering difficulty 2.
Okay.
Complication range 2.
Pardon me. Oh, goodness. One momentum on the table.
Taking it.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, that's 4.
It's 3. Oh, no, 4, yeah, the 1. Duh.
Yeah, natural 1.
Yeah, 2 momentum gained. And you put it on standby mode, and it starts counting down in a foreign language you've not heard.
Time to go.
Yep. Feet and map of the labyrinth, don't fail me now.
You exit the go through the gateway, come out, find yourself on the other side, and the glow just vanishes, and all you see is just this sort of henge standing
Right.
there.
So let's exit stage left, not pursued by bear.
Indeed. Back out the way.
All right, you follow your way through the maze, backtracking where you went, avoiding the trap. You come to, the door is open. You notice that there is no fog, especially on the floor of the maze. There is no more fog.
Mm.
You come out. The fog is lifted from the actual town. Door is still wide open. You notice that there's a lot of wounded, many of them from slashing motions and stab wounds. And they're all kind of confused as there's 1,000 more people staying in the streets. And they're just kind of in a daze.
Is the door closing, or is it just still standing
It's
gaping?
still standing.
Let's see if we can close it.
Mira, how long did that countdown have? Was it like a 10-second, 100-second, you think?
15, give or take.
Probably enough to let you get through the portal.
Well, everyone's confused. Martel, if you could get this door closed.
Yep. See if we can just kind of.
Captain, your phaser, please.
I wouldn't collapse it if I were you.
Yeah, let's see. Maybe if I start moving the things on the lock, scrambling it from the open, if it will. Start to
So
shut.
the locks are on the door itself, but you do notice on the sides of the walls there are kind of indentations
Mhm.
of like the different symbols.
Okay, so let's. Haggard will try pressing that in the order of their deeds again. Uzem, Ufnir, Nyax, Odious, and Keto.
A loud rumble, the door ascends back up.
Okay. Does it automatically lock itself?
Yeah.
All
And
right,
the
let's
symbols
get
kind of
lost in-
rearrange randomly all of a sudden.
All right, let's get lost in the crowd, folks.
Yep.
And find a good place to beam back up.
as you're getting lost in the crowd, you do see Kevanos, and he's standing there crying in front of a little girl as you make your way outside the city.
Oh, nice.
And get outside, you're in the woods.
And Haggard to Argo.
Argo here. Everything alright, Captain?
Fine.
We lost your signal.
Interference, we were underground, surrounded by minerals. But we're ready to come home now, Mr. Chitre. If you could have Mr. Anders beam us up.
Of course, sir. Moment passes by. And the distant light, you disappear off the forest floor.
To ominous music.